recording.
With this going on?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, whatever. We'll start when we start.
I mean, it's funny.
I don't understand what's happening.
How did you even like start that?
I didn't do anything.
I don't believe you.
I was just trying to fix something.
Is he
Okay.
gaming? Why does he have the R button?
I don't know. I don't. Maybe. if I
Wait, he
press-
stopped. He stopped doing stuff. Oh, pressing the R.
Control. Oh my god, he's going crazy.
How did you do this?
It has to be on Droid Cam,
I
right?
have no idea. I'm trying to
Yeah.
fix it right now. I think it's under Discord.
Oh,
That's what I'm trying to.
then
what
stop
I keep
streaming
trying
and
to
stream again.
Okay, hold on. I can't see anything.
Okay. Is it there in real life? Like, what's the problem?
That's not a filter. This is you can just do that.
It basically is. Well, my phone is like between me and my screen.
I think when you click your keyboard, that's when it starts doing stuff.
No, I'm not clicking my keyboard at all right now.
Oh, shut you down.
Okay, I think I figured it out.
I swear to God. Okay. Now you're typing stuff. What is going on? Okay.
No. I don't know what's happening. Okay.
Well, you
I don't
obviously
believe
just
that you
typed
didn't
that.
just type
What
that.
do you- yeah, what?
No, that's what it's labeled. Okay. Here we go. I'm getting somewhere now. Don't mind me. Just keep going.
Just continue.
Conversation, and I'll figure out how to get this fixed.
All right. Should I intro or are we doing the thing where we yap and then intro?
Oh, I thought that was the yapping.
Okay. Well, I'll cut this out then.
No, you just keep it in, bro. Just keep it in.
Okay. All right.
Keep some of it in.
Let's start.
Yeah, let's start. So, what's been going on with y'all?
Well, what's your guys' names?
Go on.
Yeah, you're
I'm
good at this,
Eric. I'm SavePoint Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm joined by
Welcome to the SavePoint podcast.
Okay.
your premier location for all things gaming.
Yep.
We have Bongo Cat with us on the keyboard. And SavePoint
Hi.
Marvin.
Hey guys.
I'm trying not to be Bongo Cat. I don't know. I'm not Bongo Cat in real life. I'm trying to fix it.
I don't know.
Yeah, we cannot confirm that.
Yeah.
Here
Also
we
joined
go.
by Marvin
Yep, that's me. Save Point Marvin.
and Bongo Cat person is Wise.
Is it? Yeah. Is it still typing?
Hello, SavePoint
No,
Wise.
it's not typing.
Otherwise known as Lil Shrimpy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Little shrimpy.
So, what y'all been up to?
What is this?
What's
Eli,
going
I know
on?
there's two of them now.
There's two of them? No way.
Oh my God.
What?
They're asexually reproducing.
No way.
How do I even? Oh, there we go. I
Can't
don't
you
know how to
just
get rid
drag
of
them
them,
off
though.
the screen then? If you can drag them?
Oh,
I don't
why
know.
are you
I don't know how to
centering
get rid
them?
of them. I'm just gonna keep them here.
I refuse to believe you don't.
Oh, God, they're
I think you're
going
just, I think you're
Like,
just,
yeah, you're just doing this on
way.
purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
Troll
He
face,
started
bro.
typing on the screen at one point.
What are the two things on the pause? What are the red things?
Wow, it's a miracle.
That's crazy. We can't
Okay,
hear
now
you.
we can't hear you.
Can't hear me.
Okay,
Oh.
now we can hear you.
You're back.
Oh, hey. That's crazy how bad your mic is and how quiet it is when it's that close to your mouth.
Yeah,
I know. I don't know what the problem is.
it sounds fine. Like we can hear what you're saying. Fine. If
Yeah,
it
we're supposed
stays
to
like
from
that.
a gaming standpoint.
Yeah.
He looks like he's like gaming.
Well,
or
that's
something.
that's a great intro.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
that
figure
is a
out
great
show.
intro. Yep, that's
how-
the mode we're going for. We're still working on
Oh,
things for sure, but
what does that
Of course.
do?
How was your week, SavePoint, Eric?
it was good. Good. Been doing some gaming, spending time with the fam. You know how it is.
Wow,
Some Mario Kart.
I saw you visited a Asian supermarket. Looked pretty cool.
I did. It was cool. Opened up nearby.
Yes.
There was a lot. They had like those like gotcha vending machines,
Mhm.
which is
Mm.
pretty cool. I didn't get anything from those, but
Oh,
I got a bunch of
well, that's
snacks. I got a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
snacks, and then like I got home and I was like, why are 3 of these like crawfish flavored? Turns out, and like one of them was good, but the other 2 were not good. And
Damn.
so yeah,
Were they
but
like not in English?
they weren't. I after further inspection, I realized there were giant crawfishes on all 3 of the containers, but
Oh,
I thought they
okay.
were just like red designs on 2 of them. And so I was like, I got one. I was like, this sounds interesting. And then I didn't realize that the other 2 I got were also crawfish flavored. But
How did they sound interesting if you couldn't read them?
That'll
Like, what
happen.
language was on them?
no. They just, I mean, I don't know. They just looked like yummy chips. They were like, there were
Oh.
pictures of them.
You were just allured by the crawfish shaped colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to try something crawfish, but I didn't want it to be my entire
Not
load.
3
You know?
things.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Right.
You know what was crazy about that supermarket is when we saw you went and Eli said that I'd seen a Instagram video of that and
I
liked
had
it.
seen that.
That wasn't me. That was Wise.
That was
Yeah,
Wise.
I saw
Yeah.
that you had seen it and
I
liked
swear
it.
that was Eli.
No.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
you were
and I
right.
was like,
I
oh,
remember
Marvin must
seeing
be-
that.
I was thinking Marvin must be excited about this new Asian market who stops down the street from him. And it like
I
the
didn't.
whole, it gives them like a tour of the place, what it's about, the address, everything. And then I see Marvin in Discord being like, I've never even heard of that before. Where is it?
Yeah, I completely forgot about it. But that did happen.
Did you end up
That is,
going?
Well,
but
now
by the
no,
way,
but I
guys,
will now.
you'll
We
get
could
to
go
know
tomorrow,
about
Marvin. We
Marvin.
could go over early and hit up the Japanese store.
There we go for some snacks for the party.
Yeah.
This gotcha
Let's just be
vending
careful.
machine you meant.
Uh-huh.
Is this a gotcha vending machine that gave you food, or was it like?
No, it was like
Like
little
little
like
toys.
some of them were plushies and some of them were like all sorts of
Oh.
different little, basically like
Cool.
quarter machines. But
Yeah.
they had the claw ones and then the guaranteed ones as well.
Sick.
Excuse me.
I've still yet to use one of them.
There's a card shop kind of up where I work that has just boxes of gotcha pawns, but they're not like a machine. Like you can just grab whichever ones you want.
Oh, that's cool.
They're like Japanese ones. Yeah, they had like
Mhm.
boxes and boxes of them. It's pretty cool.
The only
Did you
time
get
I
any?
think I've ever done a claw machine was at Great Wolf Lodge when
You've
Marvin
only
was
done one time.
I don't believe you.
I honestly, I think that's the same for me. I don't think I've ever.
it's a spam.
What?
Yeah, you can
It's
never get it.
not supposed to work. But we went to Great Wolf Lodge and invited Marvin, but we were having to take too many tests at the time.
He
So
does
didn't
not
wanna miss-
remember this.
He didn't want to miss any school, so he wouldn't come to us to the water park. He wouldn't come with us. But
You can tell he doesn't know what you're talking about.
he doesn't have memory of anything anymore.
I remember going to Great Wolf Lodge.
That's
I remember
lying.
going you, me, Brooks,
yeah,
and
I
Wise,
remember
but
going
I
with
don't
Brooks.
remember.
Yeah.
No,
This
you
is a
guys
different time.
you guys
though.
went with you and Brooke. I've never been with you
Really?
two. Yeah.
I thought we all went.
I've
No.
been with you though, Wise, because your dad did that fuck shit on the water slide.
Oh yeah. Okay. So okay. You've been with us. Okay, good. But anyway,
What did
me
he do?
around.
What did he do?
that's the only time. That's the only time I've done
we
it.
were in the water slide. There's like a big drop,
Mhm.
and I'm like sitting here, and here's the drop, and Brian's like his back's to it, or Wise dad, and then he like
I'll bleep
spins
that
the entire. And cut that out.
Yeah.
He spins the entire tube around, so I'm backwards.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
Did they
I didn't
have
go that backwards.
did they have the Magi Quest stuff there?
Wise was just talking.
Magic, right. I'll get to the magic question. But the gotcha machine, okay, or the claw machine, it was just these big, like like gym
What
balls.
was that?
Like Walmart, the like plastic Walmart balls that are like different, like a marble color.
Yeah.
Oh,
That they
yeah,
have in like
yeah,
the
yeah.
giant net containers.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Mhm.
like that, but they had like a fabric casing to it.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
don't think this was the time that Marvin came. And so we go to the machine and we go to do it, but like for some reason, um, when we did the machine, like it wouldn't take our money or it took our money, but it wouldn't even activate. So then we got the person to come over and he was like, all right, I'll just give you guys ones for free. So we just all got one for free.
So you didn't even play the machine?
You just rigged it.
So you've never done a claw machine?
You've
Then?
never done
Okay,
it.
cool.
I guess not, no.
So now, would you do one of the ones where it's you or you are the claw?
Yeah.
Have you
What?
seen
Like,
those? Where it's
I've
like,
never
no,
seen
those are a
that.
thing. Yeah,
What are
they
you
hook
talking
you up
about?
to this machine, and you're the claw, and they lower you down into this thing, and they're like full of like stuffed animals, and you grab as many as you can, and then they pull you back out, and then you
I
get
would
to keep
definitely do
everything you
that.
grab.
and
Yeah,
then
That sounds
they're
awesome.
crazy. They're super
are they
cool.
like are they like weighed down, filled with lead so that you can't pick them
I
up?
don't think so. I just imagine they're really expensive to do. That's what I would assume, but I don't know. I've never done it.
Do you know where they have these?
Not really. Probably like malls and stuff, I would guess. I've never seen
No,
one in real
no.
life. I just see videos of them. They
Oh,
look really
okay.
cool though.
Marvin,
We
your
need to bring
camera's
that
like
back to every
tilted
mall in
now.
America.
Oh, it
Marvin,
Your
is.
camera, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how long it's been like that. I don't think very long.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
there it goes.
Oh, he's-
Technical difficulties.
We're back. We're back.
Alright. Hope this doesn't make too much noise.
What is that? There's no way.
It's the brownies.
Oh. No, we can't hear it, thankfully.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
thank the Lord.
Well,
My mom's special raspberry brownies right there.
is it from your
I heard they
mom?
were good.
Oh, that sounds so
I
good.
have some
You
too.
actually were like 5 minutes away from my house, and you didn't offer to even say hello or give
Wow.
me any.
You
But
were at
Wise
work.
lives an
You were
hour
at work,
away.
okay?
He
You
came.
were at work.
Marvin drove 5 hours,
4.
and this morning he was 15 minutes away from Eli's house, and him and I had pancakes together without Eli.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
but
insane.
am I not wrong by saying that Eli would have been at work at the time that we were eating pancakes together? We
I leave
didn't
for
hear
work
any
at
of that.
6.
We were
Okay, yeah. I was still asleep. What are we talking about here? What?
Well, I wake up at 6. I guess I'll say that. I wake up at 6.
Okay.
when do you
We were
leave?
eating at like 9.
I usually leave about 20 minutes later.
Bro, why are you playing with me?
It's just like when he complains about not getting invited to Fortnite when he's asleep in bed.
Yeah, seriously.
No,
But
that's
y'all
not
were
what I
playing
complain
Fortnite
about.
without me?
No,
Oh,
I
okay, buddy.
complain when you guys only start playing Fortnite past 10 o'clock, which is when I go to bed, which
That's
is what
when I
always
can
happens.
Yeah,
play
I
Fortnite.
have stuff to do during the day. There's nothing I
I'm
can do about
sorry.
that. I'm sorry.
Day ends well before 10.
Okay, you know what I
Like, you
mean.
know
Like I'm
what he
busy
meant.
before
Yeah, like,
that.
what-
Like, oh, sorry.
No.
Just because the sun went down doesn't mean that like I'm absolved of all
Or are
responsibility.
you out and about in the night?
I'm not.
doing stuff.
I'm
Work,
doing
like
stuff.
scheduling shit, like meetings.
Well, I'm not really having any meetings at 8
Yeah,
o'clock at
yeah.
night, but yeah, I get what you
Scheduling
mean. Doctor's
meetings.
Oh, yeah.
appointments,
Well, yeah,
nighttime
because you're really
doctor's
busy at
appointments.
8.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you here, Eric. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
SavePoint Eli is the real villain. He's hyping up the new Fortnite season and he's not even playing it because he
Yeah,
wants
true, I
to.
haven't
Yeah,
had
that's
time.
true. Poser,
True.
faker.
How much of it have you played, Eric?
I
That's the
haven't.
point.
I haven't said I want to
I
talk
think there's
about
only
it.
2
So.
people in this call that
I
actually
haven't
played
said I
this
want to talk
season.
about it. Eli's the one talking a big game. You know.
I haven't played it.
Yeah. Well, why?
Yeah, we got.
Played it. So Marvin,
What?
What'd you do this week, Marvin?
what's that Fortnite season looking like?
We got
Oh,
2
yeah.
questions here. I mean, do you want to talk about the Fortnite season now? We can go over our opinions.
Save it later.
Me and
We'll
Meanie.
bring it up later.
Save it later. Okay. My week was good. I just finished up work and then I did get to go see my parents, which was nice. At the end of the week, got a day off. I mean,
Wow.
I'm not gonna make up
One whole
stuff here.
day.
What do you want me to say? All right, I could have just
Well, we
said
did-
no.
well, we
skip
did-
me.
I mean,
I went to work.
You tell us about your mom.
I went
Yeah,
running
how
a
was your
couple times this week. My mom was good. That's the direct question wise. Yeah, my parents are doing good. My mom's gonna go on vacation soon, like in the next couple weeks. So that's why I
where's
went
she
up.
going?
Oh, okay.
Addresses.
She's going. She's going to England.
Okay.
Wow. What
She's
time?
going to hospital.
What?
Is so she taking a plane over there? Is that kind of risky?
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna send this to her, and she's gonna have some words with you.
They have to turn the
Well, I'm
T
not a
alarm.
pilot.
Marvin, when you go to England, do they have to turn the T alarm onto your phone or like download it when you go through TSA when you get there?
Oh no, I think it beams it into your
TSA.
phone when you enter the
Airport?
borders.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's what Big Ben is. It's so high up, it like shoots like a right
Yeah.
into your phone.
That's what
What
it
happens?
is.
What happens if you don't drink tea when the tea alarm goes off?
Oh, you die.
The Royal
No,
Guard gets
It's
you.
like an antidote.
yeah.
Like you
get
have to
taken.
drink it.
Well, yeah, that was my week.
Comes and dries
Cool.
your mouth out with crumpets till you die.
Crumpets are juicy, all right. They're not dry. Put some butter in there. Oh,
Okay, well,
Well,
the
that's
crumpets
cheating.
aren't juicy. The
Yeah,
butter
yeah,
is
you-
juicy, and the crumpets
no,
aren't.
well, I'm not gonna eat a dry. I'm not gonna eat an unbuttered.
Well,
crumpet.
sure, but
Wait,
saying
oh, you
crumpets
don't
are
need a dry
juicy
crumpet?
feels like, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like. I wouldn't say toast is juicy even when I put butter on it. But I think
Well, yeah,
crumpets are when I put butter on it
Okay.
British people will call
because
salt
there's like a
and
bunch of
Well,
holes
how much
in it,
butter
and
do
it
you
like
put on
sucks it up.
toast? It's like
Juicy.
it definitely will get juicy if you put enough.
Yeah,
I'm
mine gets
saying
pretty
that
juicy.
the same amount that goes on the toast that goes on the crumpet makes the crumpet twice as juicy.
Okay.
Okay,
Is a
alright.
bagel juicy with cream cheese?
Never even had it.
No, that's just creamy.
Yeah, creamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got you there.
Now,
Hey, I
now,
was
but
just
let me
asking
tell you,
clarifying questions.
Cheesy.
Yeah.
you take a bagel and you put butter on it and then you put it in the microwave. That is juicy as shit.
Yeah, that does sound juicy.
Oh,
Why
Juicy
are
as
you
what?
tweaking over this?
That's diarrhea, dude. It's crazy. It's,
What?
okay, if you take a bagel,
What did he say?
just hear me out. If you take a bagel and you put it in the toaster, okay?
Okay,
Okay.
that makes infinitely more sense.
Yeah.
Oh, then you have to spread butter on it. It might have a
And
little
then
bit.
microwave it.
It might have a little bit of juice to it, some crunch to it. But if you just take it and you go straight to the microwave with the butter, load that thing up, it's just like a sopping sponge full of butter.
That sounds
That's
disgusting.
You see? And that's my favorite snack. I've probably eaten that more than any other food in my life.
No way.
I don't believe
this
that.
is the
This is
first
you
I've ever
only
heard
drink
of
milk.
this. That's a lie, bro. What are you talking about? I've never heard of this in my life.
A microwave every bagel with butter on it. I've had maybe 100,000.
On the train.
That would have to mean you've eaten multiple bagels a day for
Yeah,
like
bro, your entire
your
life.
entire life.
life.
Hear me out. Before moving, before meeting Marvin in 3rd grade, I'd never had a microwave.
Okay.
So I only could do the toaster method.
The what method?
Toaster method.
Like the normal
The
way.
good,
of
the
Yeah,
good
like how
method
you
that
make
every
it.
normal person does.
And I made it
Yeah.
that way. Now, I guess it probably wasn't until 8th grade that I had a microwave. But as soon as 8th grade hit, I started maybe 3 at least bagels a day with butter in the microwave.
What?
100,000 days to years is 273 years.
Well, okay.
Okay, let's go from let's do 8 years. 100,000 divided by 8. No. Yeah. Yes.
It'd be 8
Yeah, that's
times
going to be even
365.
worse.
Divided by 365. Yeah. So do 100,000 divided by 8.
I'm doing it.
Justin, 100,000 divided by 8. What's the number?
12,500 divided by
Okay, divide that
365.
by 365.
You're eating 34 bagels a day. Easily, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Are you eating like those mini bagels that like come in like the wrap and like the bag? Oh wow.
A
Okay.
bagel, Thomas bagel.
Mhm. I don't believe it, man.
Yeah, not for a day. Well, let's go ahead and start. Unless
Move
I believe
on.
Eli
That's
said
funny.
that he got
Yeah,
up to
well,
some stuff this week, right?
yeah. No
Oh,
one's
true,
asking me how my
true.
week
Good
went.
point.
Well,
Good
it's almost
point.
like I just did. So
Well, you kind of forgot. Also, I'll say we'll save the best for last. Wise, have you done anything crazy this week? Before we get to me.
Good point.
Yes.
He's dying. Okay, we couldn't hear
You
what you
cut
just
out
said.
completely.
Nope.
My best.
You're not. You're.
You
Okay.
can't hear.
Oh,
Okay. Today I got to make pancakes for Marvin in the morning.
True. Yep.
Okay.
Little
Wow.
birthday surprise.
I just did a little bit of casual yard work, some easy stuff. But yesterday, my mom came to the gym with me. We decided to do a little walk around lap around the gym and the grocery store. And we found this like secret trail behind the grocery store. And this lady was coming down off of it, and it looked pretty well taken care of. And it had like an area extremely heavily populated with what we refer to as unhoused neighbors. And at this particular shopping grocery store, there's a million bajillion of them. So we were like, is this one of those coming out of the woods here? But it looked like
one of those.
is it
This
an
is good
unhoused neighbor
terminology.
or is it an unhoused neighbor or a house neighbor? And we were like, I think it's a house neighbor. So we trusted the trail. So we go up the trail, and it's not like we're like, oh, I'm scared of homeless people. I don't want to go up this trail. In our area, in the last year, homeless people have eviscerated a dog, like a someone's pet,
Okay.
and
Oh man.
stabbed two
What are
people.
we talking about?
Okay. All right.
You can bleep that out so nobody knows exactly what it is, but it was bad, right? That's what
Mhm.
they've done here.
Okay.
So it's a little bit scary. So we go up this trail, and it's just like a nice trail that leads into a neighborhood behind the grocery store, and it had this crazy view overlooking the whole town. It was epic. So we did a couple laps of it and ended up getting 4,000 steps in.
Damn.
Wow. Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
And then we just did a little bit of gardening. I got some sunflowers coming up. My
Are you planning to eat them?
my sunflowers? Yeah, I'll probably roast the seeds.
Uh,
I don't know what flavor. Maybe dill pickle
Mm.
with some
the
That's a
goat.
spice.
good. Yep.
Mm.
Yep. That's a good
Ooh,
idea.
Or
spice and
or
love. Okay.
maybe like a Jamaican jerk.
Ooh.
Ooh,
That would be
that
good.
also sounds delicious.
Give me one of those.
And then we have all these irises that already bloomed and then they've gone down now. But we pulled some of the irises out, and now our bee balm has shot up, and we have so much bee balm. So I'm hoping we get some butterflies coming
Forgive
in.
me. What is bee balm? Oh, bee
Is that a
balm.
plant?
I see. Or
Yeah,
no?
it's related to mint.
Little birds.
Oh,
Little
It's a
okay.
plant.
birds, bees.
Yeah.
Bees really like it, but so do butterflies. And it smells really
Gotcha.
good. Oh,
Awesome.
and now this is actually interesting. My mom came over and planted some salvia in my garden.
Yeah,
The
this is getting
drug.
cut out.
Two little bushes of it. And she said it just as like a decoration and aromatic plant, but I might I might take some leaves and dry them up.
But isn't salvia the one that you can like hallucinate 2 years on or whatever?
Yeah.
I think you can, like think you're a chair.
Do you want to do that,
you,
Wise?
you live a life as like a mermaid.
Like I don't.
You have like a
If I rolled like I get to live my life as a mermaid, and then
That's pretty
and
awesome.
it takes like 2 minutes, and I come back. But I think you just think that you're a chair for like 5 minutes, and then you come back, and then you're like, "Oh, that's so stupid! I got to come up with a cool story to tell my friends." So then you're like, "I was a
Wow.
mermaid for 20 years."
Calling
what if
Joe
it
Rogan
teleports
out.
your mind into hell? Like, and you're getting tortured
A
like
1,000 years
nonstop,
of
and then you like.
torment.
Well, there's only one way to find out, Wise.
later.
Yeah.
You have the plants now.
Imagine I spend 100,000 years in torment from the salvia, but then when I go to real hell, I'm like, "This is nothing.
Easy.
I've already done this before."
Yeah,
Good
that's
point.
true.
True. You're microdosing hell.
Gotta build up a tolerance, bro.
Anybody else spent
A pretty
100,000
eventful
years in
week.
torture lately?
Did what?
Has anybody else spent 100,000 years in torture lately?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Well, I went to the DMV.
That's pretty much the same thing.
That's pretty bad, yeah.
I went shopping with my wife.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you get up to this week, though,
Why?
Eli?
Thank you for asking, Marvin.
Not a problem.
So, some people here, they couldn't, take time out of their busy schedule to come have some fun with their friend at a really cool concert
Wonder who that is.
this Monday.
The brownie?
Why? No, did you lick it? What was that?
Yeah, that wasn't even a bite.
Goo on the bottom.
Oh.
Didn't hear that. Didn't
Anyway.
hear that at all.
Yeah, so up to our big beautiful
No.
Okay.
Just forget it.
Move on, man.
our big beautiful city that's rife with crime and the homeless. A little band came this Monday. 3 bands actually
I'm on the edge of my seat.
for the Rats, Cats, and Bats tour. Mikey V and the Rats, the Coffin Cats, and finally, the people I was there for, the Aquabats, came to our city this Monday. It went super crazy. Our good friend Morgan from high school, I don't know if I told you guys this. He got a ticket. He was going to come with me. We were
I
going
feel
to
like
tear it up.
Yeah.
I left work I left work like an hour early. I show up. I'm the second person there. I'm waiting. I'm like, it's gonna go crazy. My phone did a cool 10%.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun.
No, I can already see where
I'm
this is
texting
going.
Morgan. Morgan's car won't start. Can't get it starting. There's no one at his house.
Oh god.
No one's gonna be home for hours. He breaks into his uncle's house. Finds the lawnmower. He's gonna jump his car with the lawnmower.
No
Apparently-
way. No way.
But apparently that's super dangerous.
Yeah,
So he
that's a
didn't do that.
horrible idea.
Then his sister got off work. This is still within reason of him getting there in time because I got there like an hour early. I got there an hour before doors, so I got there like 2 hours early if you really think about it. His sister jumps his car. Doesn't start.
Oh no.
So I ran it solo. I got a single picture of the stage because I got dead center.
I thought you meant Morgan got a
Front row.
ticket, like on the way driving there. He got pulled over by the cops and then couldn't make it.
No, Morgan couldn't leave at all.
Couldn't even start his car. Did he ever get it fixed?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since then.
Probably by now, I would hope.
Yeah.
I would assume he does have a job.
Well, how were they? How was the Aquabats?
Was there?
So I spent a little money. I got the fit. I was suited up. There were tons of people there dressed in some crazy costumes. There was a guy dressed like Dracula. There was a guy dressed like Mario. There was a guy dressed like a shark. Probably more, but I was front row, so I couldn't really see a lot behind me. The first
Wait, so-
band. Sorry.
Why is everyone dressing up in random stuff? I thought that they were dressing up in like
Well, there
characters
definitely
from
were a lot
the.
of people dressed like the Aquabats, but
Mhm.
it also just people will just dress up in random stuff. Also,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's just that kind of vibe. First band, not a huge fan on. Forgot to bring earplugs, so my ears were ringing a bit. The second band, the Coffin Cats, they were sick. There was 3 guys, one guy on drums, naturally, one guy on guitar, and the other guy was on like a bass, but like one of like the really big basses that looks like a cello. And they were like running around on stage, and he was like doing like crazy stuff with the bass, and he would like balance it and like jump up on top of it while he was playing it. And yeah, he was crazy. No, and then him and the guy with the guitar, they switched instruments. The guy started playing the bass, and other guy started playing the guitar, and he jumped on top of the bass while the guy was playing the bass and he was playing the guitar. It was crazy.
What?
It was so cool.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, it was wild. And then that's not even like an ounce of what the Aquabats. The Aquabats were insane. They were like throwing giant inflatable sharks into the crowd. They were dumping water. I got like soaking wet. There was like a Yeti that they were fighting on stage, and there was like Frankenstein on
What
stage that they were
the
fighting.
hell?
Yeah.
I did
It
not
was pretty
realize it was
wild.
such a performative like show.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like nonstop. It was crazy.
Wow.
That's sick. How were they live? Like, how did
Yeah.
they sound live in
It was
comparison
sick.
to?
It was yeah. It was well, but also I would kind of say it's more of like if you're there, you kind of know all the songs and stuff. So honestly,
Yeah,
like he wasn't even really have to like sing anything.
yeah.
But it was like kind of crazy, like like there would be like parts of like non-singing in the songs, and then everyone in the audience would just be like yelling that, which was pretty cool. At the very end, they got all of like the kids that were there, which was like actually a pretty considerable amount. It was like there was like easily like 30 or 40 kids. There was one kid that was like literally like 2 years old that he had like riding on his shoulders while they like did like the last song. It
We
was
couldn't hear you, Wise, by
very,
the way.
very cool. Yeah, I already said.
I was the only one there that wasn't a kid or
No.
He was in the very front row, surrounded by toddlers.
blocking all their view.
No, it definitely was like probably like it was like a complete. It was like completely full there. It was like crazy. I don't even know how I would ratio it. It was like 10% kids. Like it was definitely our age or older.
So what does
yeah.
Michael from Vsauce have to do with it? Why was he there?
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
Why was he there? Was he there?
You said Mikey V.
No. He's like no, that's a different person. He's like a skateboard guy or something. He just has a band.
Unrelated.
Yeah, unrelated.
Not lame. I was thinking this was the craziest thing on the planet. Michael from Vsauce.
I know Vsauce.
That does
Yeah, I
not
stocked up on some merch. It was
Let's
pretty
see
crazy.
it, bro. Let's see it.
Oh yeah, I can. I'm not gonna put everything on.
Hit it on the hostage
forever,
cam.
But yeah, hostage. Yeah, also think my camera's terrible. Got all the cool stuff. I got these cool drumsticks that the Coffin Cats used and signed. They're like busted up and destroyed. They were like $10, pretty crazy. I got some stickers, decals. Got this cool Coffin Cat pin. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
the reflection's kind of bad. Oh, there we go. That's pretty good.
Got his credit card number from the screen reflection.
Oh.
Blur that.
There's some guitar picks in the crowd. I'm very sad.
Cool.
I didn't get anything that the Aquabats threw out. They threw out some drumsticks, but they weren't throwing near me. That would have been sick. A bunch of water bottles they threw out into the crowd, and I grabbed one, but then like this kid grabbed it from me, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna fight this like 8-year-old child. So I was like, yeah, you can just have it. It's not a huge deal. But then that same 8-year-old child also got a set list from the stage, so I was like, okay, well, I would have
got my lick back. I would have turned right back around and been like, buddy, it's over.
The kid, because I had to, because since I was like standing next to them, like she was very young, so her mom was there with her. But she was like talking to me, and they were like, "Yeah, we've seen him like twice." There was another girl there that was like, I would say around your sister Eric Gracie. It was around her age. And she said she'd been like 5 times or something, and she like even went to like their like fan meetup in California last year, and I was like, "This is crazy." Yeah, I was like, "Man,
I'm like, probably got enough merch."
What?
You know what I'm saying?
the little child.
I did. Yeah, I didn't bring them home with me.
No, he said no.
What?
No.
Eli, how did you get that?
Oh,
I have no clue what you're talking about.
He's saying the kids who've been 5 times probably already have enough merch. They don't
Oh,
need to keep
yeah.
grabbing shit.
She was wearing They have different colored suits, and she had like a purple one. It was kind of sick. Yeah, they're like
They have, like,
superheroes.
latex suits,
They
right?
have costumes. Yeah. Well, they're like swim shirts. They're like rash guards
I
that you
can't
wear like when you
wait.
surf.
I can't believe these parents dress their kid up in a latex suit.
It is
then
not. It's not a latex suit. It's not. It's like a superhero costume.
insult.
Mhm.
It was funny. I was wearing that because I had to get it at the show. And I was wearing this a polo from work. But it was like kind of the same color. And I had the collar sticking out of the top. It looked really funny, but it was kind of crazy. Just this material was like wicking the heat off of me, so I was staying really nice and cool during the show. It was kind of crazy.
Okay.
So hey, maybe it'll become a
Quality
staple.
fit. Yeah.
Nice.
Probably get
Glad
some
you
use
had
out
a
of
good
it
time.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting.
I think we would have had a crazy time. There was a lot of people there. It was crazy. It was very crazy.
Cool. Glad you have fun. Well,
Are you tired
we can start.
dealing with the crime locally at all now? Now that you have.
Oh, he actually did. He did make a joke about the tweakers. Roaming the
Wait, who?
streets. The MC Bat Commander. He made jokes about tweakers.
Did you say we're the heroes that you need, but not the heroes you deserve?
Oh yeah,
So-
their Batman was there.
Bro, there's a certain Batman locally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
Mhm.
just thinking about him.
we know him. We love him.
We need him to expand his operations.
We need to get him on
He
the
is.
podcast. Is
Well,
what
That's
we
a
need
good
to
yes,
do.
idea.
we do. We do need to get him on the pod, but he is expanding his operations. I don't know if you guys saw it on his Instagram. He's
Wait,
making
what?
like a call out. Yes.
And he partnered with the local police.
Was
after
that
getting
because he
arrested.
got in trouble, or was that because that's how I took it? Okay, that's what I thought. For context, this is a guy that runs around our hometown dressed in a Batman costume, which is pretty
I
sick,
went to
and he's been
school with
posting
him.
about it
I know who he
for
is.
years.
And everybody loves
I learned some insider intel from my comic book shop because someone else I went to school with is better friends with him than me. Also shops at my comic shop, and he was telling the owner that the Batman of our area works very early shifts at his job at a fast food chain. So that he can sleep after and then wake up and stay up all night, and he patrols the streets as
What?
Batman every single day. Yes.
What? He's dedicated then.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We gotta be careful, guy. We can't be slandering him. He'll come and beat the shit out of us.
We're not slandering him.
No, I know. I'm just
respect him.
saying I wouldn't do it on the podcast. Be careful. That's all I'm saying.
He would only do something if we were committing crime.
True.
Let's hope so.
That's the Batman way.
It is the Batman way.
Speaking of Batman, did you see that that like over $1 million worth of Switch 2s were stolen from a shipment from Nintendo of America? They stole like
oh,
20,000
yeah.
Switches or something.
Wow.
Damn.
Let's get him into the hands of the people.
Sure.
I-
Speaking
I-
of hands of the people, two people
And
here
speaking of
actually have
exactly.
Switch 2s.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
For those who aren't caught up to speed, this is the SavePoint podcast. We're going to run through a few different topics, news, games we've been playing, things that are coming up. But our first on the docket is our thoughts on the Switch 2. Eli and I have been using it since day one. I've had quite
About
a
a
bit
week
of time
now, I believe.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more than a week, I think. Yeah, for sure. Definitely more than a week. Like 2 weeks. Since it came out.
2 weeks. Yeah. Actually, I think
Um,
it's 2 weeks exactly. It came out the 6th,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, what are your thoughts so far?
I'm liking it so far. I haven't been able to play as much as I want just because it kind of like another game I'll talk about later, Deltarune, that took up a lot of
Mhm.
time. So I've kind of had to like manage what I've been doing. I've played a lot of Mario Kart, but I've been really wanting to hop back into Tears of the Kingdom because I really want to try out the upgraded experience on that.
Mm,
So I'm hoping to get some time with that soon before Donkey Kong comes out because it looks very, very good.
yeah, I'm excited.
But the console itself, it's it, it's kind of crazy because like I never thought that the Switch felt like cheap or whatever,
Mhm.
but feeling the Switch 2, it feels much more like premium and it
Oh,
feels
for
just
sure.
a
Yeah,
lot better in the hands.
yeah.
It's not
Okay.
3D printed.
No.
I have been meaning to 3D print a mouse grip for my
Mm,
Joy-Con for when Metroid Prime 4 comes out.
mm,
Uh,
that'd be
because I would
cool.
like to play it in that mode. There was an update for Splatoon 3 kind of recently to like kind of bump up the graphics and stuff for Splatoon
Mm,
3. I think I said Splatoon 3
Mm.
twice.
mhm.
But they didn't add mouse controls, which is a little disappointing. I wanted to try
Yeah,
those out.
I would imagine they would need to restrict crossplay if they did that, because I feel like if you went into
I don't think so because of
crossplay
gyro.
with the mouse, I guess, but like a mouse is definitely better than gyro, like by a pretty,
I
I would
mean,
say a
I don't
pretty
know.
large
I
margin.
I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a margin. People that are good at gyro are like kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Now, people that use sticks, but already the gap between people that use sticks and gyro is like night and day. So
Mm,
I
that
think
makes
it's a
sense.
lot closer of a gap between the two.
Okay.
How
Yeah,
about you? What have you been getting up to?
I've been enjoying a lot, mainly playing Mario Kart. I As far as the Switch goes, I really enjoyed my Switch. I mainly used it to play indie games. I played like Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, like maybe a couple other big ones, and then it was just kind of Dead Cells, Hades, that kind of stuff. Was mostly what I played on the Switch. And over time, it just definitely was starting to slow down. Joy Cons were wearing and tearing. Screen was getting. It wasn't actually getting smaller, but it felt like it was getting smaller in comparison to other things.
Mhm.
And so it's been a welcome addition. Like the
This
screen
you mentioning
size,
the
the feel
screen,
of
it's
it.
huge. It
Yeah,
feels so much
yeah,
bigger. It's
it's
crazy.
massive and it looks great. Like the HDR really really pops. Um,
Mhm.
so I'm enjoying it. The Joy Cons feel great, and Mario Kart itself is amazing. It's so
Yeah,
good.
it's crazy.
It,
It
it
gets
I
really crazy.
I need to play more of it, but I've played a lot of Mario Kart. DS 7 on the 3DS, the Wii, plenty of 8. But I think it might be my favorite so far. I think
I don't know
it's
if
I
it
think
Okay.
it's
beats out
that
8
good.
for me just yet,
That's a
just because
pretty
it
high
is so
praise.
much.
Yeah,
But
I think
the
yeah
overall the movement and stuff is just
yeah.
so crazy. I really wish there were two player in the free roam mode because I play a lot with my younger brother,
Mm,
and I know that that's definitely more of like a being like 4 years old kind of thing
yeah
than like
yeah
doing the races. Because
yeah.
like we'll do the races, but it's like it's good he doesn't really can't really like know what place he's in because like he
Mhm.
just isn't like dead last every single time.
Yeah, and the
But he'll be
open
like,
world is
I'm winning, I'm
so
winning.
inviting for like just
Yeah, yeah,
driving around. If you see a challenge, you can do it. But there's
yeah.
like so much to interact with. It's not like there's no like crazy campaign or anything like that. But it's a really nice like I'm just gonna chill for 30 minutes and drive around, do some challenges, collect some stuff.
Hmm.
Do you think they're gonna do some updates for it? Like possibly free updates.
Hmm.
If you've noticed, Donkey Kong and Pauline don't have they have like one costume each. So a lot
Yeah,
of people think that when Bonanza comes out, they're gonna add
yeah,
more for them. I
I can
think
see
that's
that.
probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it'd be super cool if they added like a DK Island and made it like a new like cup with some DK related stuff.
Yep.
That is a little more out there. I don't know if they do something to that extreme, but if they do add more tracks, I was thinking about this. Coconut Mall would be the perfect track to add to have the whole mall to drive around in.
Mhm. Oh
That
yeah,
would
that'd be
just be
really
so
The
cool.
crazy.
open world.
Yeah, like in the
Yeah.
open
Coconut
world.
Mall. An open world. Oh, sorry.
Something I heard that y'all might not know yet. Apparently, there's a bunch of hidden passives in the game. So, like, the cow, I guess,
Hmm.
gets like a small, tiny speed boost on dirt.
Oh really?
So, for the world record times, all of the top times are cows for that level, except for the very top one is a Wario. So, some guy was like, I'm like better than everybody else. I can do it on Wario.
I
That's
don't know if
crazy.
that's
We'll have to
true.
fact check that one, but
I've never heard that
Fact
before,
check
but
it. It's true. It's true.
okay,
Look
okay.
it up.
We'll see.
when I was thinking of something they could add to the open world, and it's kind of weird that it's not even in there. Uh, is with how much like food and like there being like little Yoshi stands and stuff of people selling food. It'd be really cool if they added like a mini game thing where you could like deliver like food delivery, like to try to get to them as fast as
Yeah,
possible. I think that would
yeah,
be super cool.
that would be
Just
cool.
some stuff I was thinking
Crazy.
about.
Like Crazy Taxi.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah,
kind of like that,
exactly,
exactly.
Yeah.
Even just doing a crazy taxi would be super cool because there's literally like the NPCs walking around the world will get on like
Mhm.
buses and stuff, and the buses have routes where
Yeah.
they like get off and
Mhm.
then they'll get into their own cars and stuff. So it's already kind of coded that the people walking around can interact with vehicles. It'd be sick
There's
if you
even
could actually
traffic
drop them
jams
off.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But overall, I
How
think
do
that.
you feel?
Oh,
Oh,
no, go ahead.
how do you feel about the connections? Like how the pre's are
Hmm.
like your first track 3 laps, and then you have
Yeah,
2 laps of driving to the next track and 1 lap on the track.
yeah. But by and large, it's one lap on the track.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I mainly because since I've been playing alone a lot and just trying to like 3-star the Grand Prix and the knockout tour and all that, it has definitely there's a lot more to explore, right? Like
Mhm.
it feels less like because each Grand Prix is like most of them each lap is different, so I just feel like it's a little more varied in that sense. And so I don't mind it. Obviously, they're a little more empty than the tracks, and they're definitely not as like visually spectacular, but
Some of them are kind of crazy.
no, and like
The ones up, uh,
there's
like
some
the ones up in the
exceptions like the
snowy
bridge,
mountains.
yeah, and the snowy mountains.
Yeah, yeah,
Those are cool.
the bridge is crazy. Though
Um,
going to Bowser's Castle is kind of wild.
yeah, yeah. I don't mind them. And I think by and large, like what I love about the game the most is like the physics and how that interacts with the movement. Like it feels
Yeah,
so much more weighty and like when you're interacting with other people and interacting with items and interacting with like the way you fly and like drift and all that stuff, it just feels a lot more like you're actually your cart and your character is like a physical thing in the world rather than in 8 felt more arcadey, which isn't a ding against 8. It's just kind of a difference between the two, and it just it makes it a lot more. I don't know if immersive is the right word, but a lot more satisfying to pull stuff off for sure.
I didn't like Mario Kart on the Switch at
Oh,
all.
really?
I just didn't feel like I felt like I had very limited action compared to DS Mario Kart, which made me just be like, I didn't play it much because I didn't
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, it could be.
Whereas Mario Kart DS, I played
Hmm.
like endless hours.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing
there's
about
something unbeatable about Mario Kart DS. But I'm
no
excited about
the classics are
the
yeah,
new one.
well,
You
classics.
you need to bowl up. We can play some.
Yeah, for sure. And like what you're saying about like spending a lot of time in it, the tracks like have an insane amount of like shortcuts
Replayability. Yeah.
and just because you with the wall riding, the grinding and stuff. Every day I look on like reels and stuff and I'm like I didn't even know that this part of this track like existed, because it's so crazy how you get to it and like kind of the risk and reward of accessing it. So hold on.
Well,
I'm okay, I'm on pause.
that within the game you can look at like the best time trials
Mm-hmm.
and view them in the game and then go back out and try it yourself is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
When I heard about that, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I might want to get it and farm the Grand Prix.
It's been very fun. And like Knockout Tour, because in the past, like whenever I play single player, it's like, okay, I want to 3-star all the Grand Prix, you have to get first place in every race. I still haven't done that. But do you guys know about the Knockout Tour mode?
Oh, it's so cool.
It's basically like, because if you start with 24 people, and then it's like the first lap, you have to place in the top 20, and the last 4 get booted out of the game. And then it's like the next lap, you have to place in the top 16, and then it keeps cutting it down, and there's like 6 laps. And so it's
It's how F-Zero works.
Oh, okay.
That's how F-Zero works.
Yeah, and
I know
so
you probably haven't played that, but
I haven't played it, but it's just like nonstop. You don't stop. You're driving from track to track since all the tracks are interconnected, and it's different It's basically like new Grand Prix maps because like some of them overlap, but sometimes you're going backwards on a track that you normally would go on, or you're accessing a whole different part of that area and stuff. And so it's really cool. Like it's a great addition, but also 3-starring that you have to get first place on every single lap for each knockout tour thing. Yeah, and it is really hard. I don't even think I've done it once yet. It's tough, but it's cool.
I don't think I've played Knockout Tour yet because I've mostly just done the Pre's and then also free roam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
I've seen a lot of videos of that, and it looks like it's definitely really good new fun mode to try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like perfect for Mario
And it's not
Kart. It
super
makes so much
long
sense.
either.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah.
if you get knocked out, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna sit here for 20 minutes waiting.
Yeah,
It's much
no.
quicker than a pre.
Yeah, and the downtime that a pre has, I think, is like an upside that Knockout Tour has. So like you're just going and going and going. You don't have to kind of like wait there for whoever's player one to press A, for like 2 minutes. But yeah, I think it works out. And then,
Not to skip. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say the last thing that like my main thought on Mario Kart is Rainbow Road is
Yeah.
probably one of the best like tracks in a Mario Kart game I've ever played. It's
It
absolutely
kind of combines like
Yeah.
all of them. It's kind of crazy.
It's the music's incredible. It is beautiful. There's like almost like cutscenes like throughout it with how crazy it is. It is such an insane track.
It's super cool.
Yeah, incredible. We can't hear you guys.
3-star Grand Prix to unlock it.
You just have to do all of them.
You have to do all of them, and then you get the last Grand Prix that the last track is Rainbow Road, and you have to like drive to it, and like the drive there and getting to it is just insane. It's so cool.
You kind of drive through the water, and like it's super cool. You can also unlock. I don't know. Have you unlocked mirror mode yet?
I don't know.
You can unlock mirror mode. You would know. It gives a cutscene when you do it.
Oh, okay.
You have to get like a bunch of stuff in the open world, and then also like I don't know if you have to 3-star the pre's. I don't think you do. I think you just have to do the last like the Rainbow Road pre after getting a bunch of stuff. It's not like a crazy amount, but it's just there's like a requirement for it.
Oh, okay. I'll do that for sure.
My only thing that I wish you could do is because I don't super like how in the pre's like I really like doing the track and then driving to the track, but I don't know why it only lets you do 1 lap on the track. I wish it was, if not 3, at least 2, because it really is just like you get to the track, you do it once, and then you're just done. And I'm like, okay, well,
you get to it, you're like, wow, this is the craziest track I've ever been on, and it's 1 lap on the track, and then it's over. Yeah.
So it's like you almost you play extensively more on the first track because you actually get 3 laps on the first track, but you don't get 3 laps on any of the other ones.
Yeah, I will say, and this is really getting into the weeds, but like the way it works is like when you get to it on the 3rd lap, you finish that, you do a full lap on that track. When you start the next lap and you're kind of leaving, you do kind of get like it's still kind of that track, like it's still themed that way, and you're still going through like the exit, and sometimes it's got like new areas of that like area that's pretty cool. The dinosaur one stood out to me in that way, like when you're leaving it, it's like you see all these like structures with like all the barbed wire and stuff. It's really cool, but it's
like a Jurassic Park kind of themed track. You drive through like the infrastructure and you like go into like the computers and stuff. It's super cool. I wish there were a few more maps like the Boo Cinema map, which is you drive up to like this movie theater that's like haunted, and then you drive into the screen, and the screen is a track. I think that's probably how they could do some DLC stuff, just because it's like that doesn't actually take up map space because you kind of just enter the track.
But I think you can go to it in the open world. But I know
It just doesn't take up like a section of the map. It's like you kind of teleport there. It's kind of weird, but it's really cool.
Yeah,
I've heard that for matchmaking people, it's like a light select random, so that you have a better chance of getting a map with 3 laps.
Well, okay, so you're a little wrong. People have been choosing random. That's everyone online. It's like if you play online, a lot of people are mostly choosing random so that will happen. Because if you don't choose that doesn't happen. That's been the thing.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I've only played online like once. It's not usually how
I played with our friend Fox a little bit, but that was about it.
Okay. But yeah, overall,
I don't know why you and me have not played.
I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, either we tried to set it up, but we will soon. I mean, I'm sure we will in person soon. I'm excited. I'm really excited to do that. But yeah, overall, Switch 2, I'm really happy with it. Are there any
other games you've been wanting to pick up that have come out for it?
Not that have come out for the Switch 2 specifically. Part of me getting the Switch 2 is that there are a ton of games on the Switch that I missed. So I'm kind of going back now, and that's why I'm playing 3D World, because I never played it. And so, that's been great so far. But other than that, I mean, I'm just excited for Donkey Kong. I'm probably going to get Metroid when it comes out. I'll see.
I
But
want to get Welcome Tour. I want to try that out because like some people have said that it's like some people like hate it and some people are like they love it.
yeah.
At
I
the
don't.
very
Yeah,
least, I think it's interesting. I mean,
yeah.
it's only like
It's like
$2. I
$10.
don't
I
care
mean,
that
whatever.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just been busy with other games, so I haven't like pushed that to
Mhm.
it's not on the front of my wanting to play list.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm happy with it. I'm excited to get the games though. That's what it's about at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want some more first party games. We'll
The
see how
Donkey
that's going.
Kong oh no, go for
I
it.
was just gonna ask, like, how many first-party Nintendo games are they gonna be releasing and putting on the Switch 2, like, within a year of its release? Like, is it just gonna be
Well,
Donkey Kong and Mario Kart, or
Donkey
maybe?
Kong and Splatoon Raiders are the only two that have been announced so far. Splatoon Raiders doesn't have a release date, but like
But
all
it's
of
20.
the upcoming Switch games are going to like be upscale or like 4K 60
Work
on
better on the
Switch.
Switch too. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
and
yeah.
there's still some that
Gotcha.
haven't come out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty they haven't because there hasn't really been like a direct to announce stuff for next year. We only really know about Tomodachi Life and the Rhythm Heaven game, which are also
Mhm.
going to be on Switch.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
personally think that there probably is at least one Switch 2 game that's going to come out this year that they haven't talked about because there kind
In
of is just like a
2025?
I hope
void.
so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
For like a
Kirby Air
holiday game,
Riders, right? Isn't that supposed to be?
I don't know. They didn't give a date and there was
Okay,
no
but they
gameplay
said
in that trailer.
2025, right? I thought they said
I
2025.
don't think so. I don't
Oh,
think
did they
so.
not? Okay, okay.
I don't think so,
I don't
yeah.
think
Um,
I don't think it. I honestly, I think it could be Splatoon. It's weird they didn't give it a date, but it got rated by the ESRB. So
okay.
that usually when that happens, that means the game's gonna come out in like a month or two.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it like just the fourth game, or is it a different style?
So it's a spin-off game. They haven't really said what kind of game it's gonna be, but it seems like it's gonna be a single player focused game. Maybe have some
Mhm.
multiplayer elements. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah,
Yeah.
they haven't really shown what the game's going to be like. But it looks really super. It looks very cool.
Okay. Gotcha.
Are you
Very
are you
nice.
trying to
Are you
say
raising
something
your
wise?
hand?
I think it's going to be a Pokemon game.
Well, there is a
Oh.
Pokemon game
There
coming out
already
this
yeah,
year,
there's already one coming out.
but
What is
it's
it?
also
ZA
going to be on the
Legends.
Switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Pokemon
that
ZA Legends. It's like the
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
Arceus sequel, right? Or kind of,
Yeah.
not sequel, but
It's the
be
same
the
vein.
first good one in a while.
yeah.
Well, Arceus was good. Also, Scarlet and Violet. Like people love Scarlet and Violet outside of the fact that it ran horribly. That was like really
Yeah, and people have been like kind of
thing.
revisiting it now because it runs and looks so
Yeah.
much better on the Switch too.
Yeah, insanely better.
Mm.
Yeah.
There is a Pokemon Presents in July, so we'll probably see some stuff about it then,
Okay.
or like probably some new stuff. But I don't
Yeah.
think there's like another. Like I don't think Pokemon, the next mainline game. I don't think it's going to be this year. Probably next year.
Yeah, probably next year. I can see that.
It
Honestly,
would've been announced
probably in
by
a few
now.
years if they would let Game Freak cook for a bit before releasing one.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, they had that other game that they showed off at Summer Games Fest that looked incredible,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
I believe it's
well,
Beast
how
of
are you?
Reincarnation. Is what it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah. Who are there? Two studios that are one's working on like good-looking games and one's looking at bad-looking Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Real adult playtesters, and the other has kindergartners.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like, especially with Mario's bit like has consistently looked good, but they are definitely upping how good Mario looks in the past few years with like Wonder and now Mario Kart and stuff. Almost like it's gotten like kind of a new style in the way they like animated it and all that, and even with Odyssey. And so it's like it's just weird to me that really hasn't happened with Pokemon yet. That it's still basically just looks like an upscaled version of the 3DS games. It's that same style, but just in a higher resolution.
Frustrating, yeah, and like the jump from like red to emerald
Mm-hmm.
was really minimal.
Yeah.
Then to Sinnoh region, really minimal. Then to Unova was a huge jump. It still looked really good. When you go back to play it, I
Mhm.
like the way it looks. Then you go to X and Y, it was a completely new look, but it
Mhm.
worked.
Yeah.
X,
Yeah.
Y, Hoenn region, it looks good. And then everyone after that has just been like a
It's still that same
slightly
style.
upgraded version, and then all of the sprites for the Pokemon have been desaturated every generation. So they're just slowly looking less and less interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
it's in need of a bit of a revolution.
well, and Pokemon is such a popular franchise.
It's the number one IP in the world. It's like the most popular
It's
IP in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
and the video game is a third of that. You have the
yeah, like
game, the
what are we
cards, and the
doing?
show. So like, one of them's fallen behind here.
Oh, I
But
don't know, but hopefully it's good, and hopefully
yeah,
A to Z is good, or Z to A. Forgive me.
Arceus was really good, so I imagine
Mhm.
ZA will be good.
Yeah, let's
gameplay
hope.
wise, at least.
On that point, we talked about Splatoon Raiders, but Donkey Kong Bonanza, they did have a direct recently. I haven't watched
think
it,
I'm
but
the
I've
only one
kind
that
of
watched it.
through osmosis, I've learned quite a bit of it, and even before that, I'm super excited for it. I think it looks great.
Did I'm assuming Wise didn't watch it, but and yeah, Marvin, you didn't either. Yeah, it looks very, very cool.
Okay.
They showed it like, I mean, I was excited for it anyway, but it's like you can definitely, it's very, it seems like it's gonna be a prequel to Odyssey, basically.
Mm.
That's what it
Oh,
seems like. Yeah,
but like in
It's
the
pre-
same storyline, kind of.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah, more like maybe like a new. Well, it's weird because so like Pauline is in the game and she's
There's a whole
like,
controversy.
yeah, people were like mad because it breaks the timeline or something. It's like, you need to log off, bro. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? but but even beyond that, like there are like New Donk City things in the game that you can see. So like New Donk City exists. So it probably
Gotcha.
is like a time travel thing.
Mhm.
That seems the most likely. Or it's just really is she's just younger and no one who cares because it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Seriously.
Um, the one of the really cool things though is it kind of seems like the villains because the villains are like they're called like the Void Kong. It's like like a corporation and then they're like Kongs but they're like evil. But they kind of it looks like it might actually be King K. Rool, but he's like transformed in disguise.
Oh,
Because
that would be
that's
cool.
Donkey Kong can transform into different animals in this game. So it kind of seems
Oh.
like K. Rool.
What? Oh, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Oh, you didn't see that? Yeah, in
Mm.
the different areas, like they showed, like you can get like he can become like a zebra to like run really fast, or like an ostrich to like fly around and drop
Oh.
explosive eggs and stuff. Yeah,
Hmm.
Okay.
it seems like there's gonna be 5 transformations, but they only showed off like 3, I think.
What I mean,
Condensed version of
yeah,
Odyssey.
that's sick. And then just the destruction. Like I know, like
Yeah,
what
it's
they've
like
shown
almost
of it. You
entirely
can basically
destructible.
break the entire levels or like worlds, whatever they're called.
Ooh.
They
And
even
it just
showed
looks
know that.
so yeah.
the different materials of the ground and stuff interacts with other materials. So you can throw like ice at like hot things and it will cool it
Oh,
off,
that's cool.
or like squishy materials will stack up and you can make bridges with them, but like other ones will like fall. Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, that'll be
I'm
good.
excited.
Donkey Kong deserves some love.
Yeah, for sure. It's about time. The redesign looks great as well. I don't know if you think the old one looks better. You need to get your eyes
Yeah,
checked. I'm
you're
sorry.
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
the new one looks so much better.
Here's the real question:
Hmm.
Are they gonna rename Diddy Kong?
No, he's
I
still
don't
Diddy
think
Kong.
so. I don't think
I
so.
don't think that they don't care
Yeah,
about Diddy
Nintendo's
Kong.
His
just
name
they're in their
isn't
own
P
lane.
Diddy Kong.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, no, that's not true.
Peanuts. He does shoot a peanut out of his gun.
What's
No,
wrong
he
with
shoots
that?
a banana. Does he shoot a peanut
He
or a
shoots a
banana?
peanut. Yeah, a peanut.
Yeah, he is a peanut gun.
He Diddy.
Ooh.
Peanut Diddy.
Got him there.
Wow. Well, how about the
Anyways.
Risk of Rain DLC, Eli?
Oh yeah.
that was on the
So
docket.
yeah, I don't think Wise has ever played Risk of Rain, but the 3 of us we've put some good amount of time in Risk of Rain 2. You haven't played it,
And
right,
one.
Wise?
No, but
Yeah.
I've watched you
And one.
play a decent amount.
There you go.
That's true. You have done that. So we had a DLC for Risk of Rain 2 come out. I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before. Might have been just about a year ago. It came out to some middling reviews. I don't know if either of you have tried out it.
The
I
Void
like
one?
I
it for
haven't
the
played
most
any
part.
of the DLCs.
You played this like first one with us.
The
No,
Void
The Void
one?
one.
Sure.
Maybe like once, but I don't even know if we got
probably
to
never
that
did the
stuff.
boss.
Yeah.
It's super hard, so
Yeah.
it makes
Well,
sense.
yeah, you can't beat the void, but I don't know how Eli did
I've
that.
done it like once, maybe twice.
Okay, yeah, it's ridiculous. It's super fun though. Like it's a great DLC.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I never played the second one, but I assume it was also.
We need to hop in. So it kind of came out and it was like a little like unbalanced. A lot of the new characters were just kind of like they were either way too weak or really strong. They just weren't like super polished. And then a lot of the items were like kind of mid. All the stages and stuff and the music and stuff was great, but they kind of went back and updated and fixed a lot of stuff. So it was kind of like, oh, are they going to make another DLC? And they super recently announced a new DLC. Did either of you guys look at it, or is this all new information?
This is all new to me.
Well, I know there was like is it like the Storm, the Seekers, or something like that?
Oh, that was the last one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, then I don't know about
the new one.
I'm just gonna look up like some images of it.
It's called Alloyed Collective, and it's gonna be based around, remember those big eye bots that would fly around and shoot like lasers at you and stuff?
Oh, I hate those characters. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's based around those, and we're getting 2 new survivors, 6 new stages, 6 new enemies, 15 new items. And now you may think 15 items isn't a lot, but the cool thing is instead of that, they're adding 7 new drones. So there's like a bunch of drones that all do different things. They showed a couple of them that look really cool.
That is really cool. And will those be added into the base game, like on normal runs, or?
So the way it works is if you have the DLC, you can like activate it.
Okay.
So like it'll just kind of combine with everything else. But you can also you can disable them if you don't like them.
Gotcha.
Well, and also it works if one of us has the DLC.
Yeah. Only one person needs it.
We can't all use the DLC characters, but we can play the maps and the bosses and stuff.
Okay. Yes, yeah. You only just can't have the characters. That's like the only thing. There's like drone vending machines and stuff now. And they're adding some new bosses and stuff. But they went a little more in depth with it. There was like a little like developer thing, but there's like some pictures. There's one of the maps that says it's a mining outpost, which kind of makes me hope that the miner might be a character. That'd be really cool.
The Alloyed.
That's about it.
DLC.
Alloyed. Yeah, like
metal.
Actually, that's kind of a good point because it is like metal. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Let him cook.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I mean, I would be down to hop on and like run up some of the old DLC content just to test it out, and then get a little hyped for this next one that comes out.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be a little bit, because especially like I think they might want to like I think it'd be nice if they did like I don't know if a beta would be the right word, but if they could like release it early and kind of be like, hey, what do you guys not like, so we don't release it in a state where everyone hates it initially.
Yeah.
Because they had to base like a lot of the items they don't even do the same thing anymore. They completely changed them. They completely changed how the new elites worked. Like it was just they just like redid so much of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
But now it's pretty cool. So
cool. Yeah, I'm definitely down to hop in. But next up, Magic the Gathering.
Real quick before we move on, I just wanted to bring up is part of the news segment. Death Stranding 2 and the new Cyberpunk update are both coming out in 6 days.
There's a release date for the Cyberpunk update.
That's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been reading.
Really? Okay, cool. There's still no details about it, which is crazy.
I know. I've been getting the gamer rant articles, and I've just been reading them whenever they pop up because I'm so interested, and I'm like, I can't wait to hear what it's about. But they still haven't said anything. But it is in 6 days. So I'm really excited. And they were kind of, on one of the articles, they were pitting the 2 games against each other.
Oh.
They're like, and I'm like, well, okay, I assume the AAA game that's coming out is probably going to do better.
Than the free update.
Yeah, but I assume they're getting like to a point where it's like, will Cyberpunk not have many people playing it because of that new game? And I personally don't agree because I think
I don't know what the Venn diagram is there.
Will dip.
I think it's
like a bit.
But I assume like the current player count, it'll be above what the current player count is still. When the update comes out, right? Like for sure, even though Death Stranding's coming out. So Marvin, what are kind of your hopes for it then? Because they have definitely like. Obviously, it's a running joke at this point that they keep saying it's the last update, and it does kind of just seem like maybe there just isn't going to be one for a while. which I'm fine with, even if it's small stuff. But they were definitely teasing that this one might be a good bit bigger than some of the past free updates they've done.
Well, and that would be amazing. I think
Yeah.
anything more than what we've gotten would be great. But even the last update, the same people who made this update did added like new storyline thing stuff, right? They
Was
added
it
like new
the
quests and stuff.
companion stuff, like that
Yeah,
they
and
can go
like
over to your apartment and all that?
that. Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
think
Things like
new
that
customization for
Yeah.
yeah. I wish, Brad. More customization for like cars and stuff and all that stuff. So, I mean, honestly, anything at this point, but
Yeah. Anything I would. I'm a sick man. I'd love a reason to do a whole other playthrough, honestly. And I've kind of convinced
Any
myself,
reason
even with the
to
smaller updates, I'm like, well, I might as well just start
go
something
back
new.
and do it again.
If there's something new, but like if they
Yeah,
add some
yeah.
new quests and stuff, like that would be really cool. And
Yeah.
something that kind of people suspect GTA 5 is doing, like with their online mode, is kind of implementing features that are going to be implemented in GTA 6 as sort of like a testing ground and like a proof of concept. And it makes a lot of sense with GTA 5, like with the ray tracing and, a lot of the things, kind of the other things they've been doing on online. I don't know all the details, but it would be cool if kind of Cyberpunk 2077 became somewhat of a light launch pad for ideas they have for the sequel. Especially, the only thing is now I do think they're switching engines, which can make that a bit difficult. I think they're doing Unreal for the next Witcher and Cyberpunk, but
I think that's still fine for gameplay mechanics and like
yeah, for sure,
things that are like maybe more like the things they had to change from the release of Cyberpunk to where it is now. I think they could test that kind of stuff out
exactly. Yeah,
before the actual game and maybe avoid
yeah. But
problems.
I would love like a couple new systems. I think just flesh out some more of that like immersion. I think that's the best thing that the
What do you mean by
updates have done.
systems?
So, like, just as an example, like, obviously the police system in the original game was terrible, and, like, it was just, like, it was super buggy. It was just, like, a few cops would spawn in, and it get a little bit harder. And then, since then, they've way increased that. It's a lot more intense. It's a lot more immersive. There's actually chases, and, like, when things start to ramp up, like, they really start sending...
There's, like, something crazy that happens when you get to, like, 5 stars.
that fits in perfectly with the lore. It's like they basically send in like the special forces and it becomes like a boss fight and it's really cool. And so that's an example of like it's like a new activity, but it's also like a new immersive like system that they really expanded upon. So anything like I don't even know, like
that.
maybe more detailed player housing or more detailed car customization, because that isn't something that's like really fleshed out other than like aesthetically for cars. But things like that, new gigs, new ways of getting gigs.
Garage where you
Exactly.
can like actually see your cars or like pick them or like steal them and like store them or something. Because I know I love doing that in other games like this.
Yep, for sure.
In a system where like there's people trying to get revenge against you, or like people hired out against you, so you're having more
like almost like a
time
nemesis system kind of thing.
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
light version of that would be so cool.
You gotta be careful
The
because
nemesis
that's
system.
copyrighted shit.
Yeah, true. It is copyrighted.
It doesn't have to be that
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But
Something like that though would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody had the amount of money to get that shit uncopyrighted, so many games would be better. Let's be honest. But that's beside the point.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited for whatever it is. And Death Stranding 2, I have been playing, or not super recently, but I bought Death Stranding 1 on PC, and I put like close to like 8 hours, I think 8 to 10 hours. And I've really been enjoying it. It's very different. It's like I've definitely never played a game like it, but it's so weird. The story is so interesting. Almost in like a Remedy kind of way, but with maybe a little bit more. I don't want to say like corniness, but like it's just I don't know. It tackles its weirdness in a different way for sure. But I like it.
I need to hop in. I just haven't. Because I have it. I just have never played it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think you would like it. I do. And it seems like the second one they're just improving on everything in like crazy ways. So I hope they both succeed for sure. And I mean, Cyberpunk's just kind of stays winning at this point after its long, treacherous journey.
Have you played it, Wise?
Oh yeah.
I still haven't finished the DLC.
Oh, but have you done a
I
lot of the
wasn't
main
sure if
game?
you played it.
Yeah. So I need to get on and finish the DLC so that I can play a new playthrough when the update comes out.
It's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yep. The
So I won't wanna
DLC
be
is
stuck.
incredible. It's so
Yep.
good.
I'm
And
excited.
you could I can definitely see you wanting to play the DLC again as well after
Oh,
finishing
for
it.
sure. Yeah. I still haven't done that on my second playthrough. I'm
And when
excited
you
to do
start
that.
a new playthrough, you can skip straight to where everything's unlocked. I don't know if you did that for the first one.
Or it puts you into Act 1, basically. It
Yeah, so
skips the
like you
prologue.
can you don't have to do the whole quest again. Like you have
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
basic
no, it's
gear.
after. It's probably like Act 2 actually, cuz you have to, cuz there's certain things in the main story you have to do before you can access that. So it's not just the
Yeah.
beginning heist. It's a little bit after that. So it's a good spot. It's a nice
Probably
way
like
to do that.
waking up in the Ripper Doc shop.
Maybe,
Well,
yeah.
yeah,
I
it's
don't remember.
yeah. I think it's more after the Pacifica quest, because I think that's when you can go into Dogtown.
Wow.
Yeah, so it puts you quite a bit into the main story, but I don't think it touches any of the Takamura or like companion stuff, which is some of the
Yeah,
best stuff in the game. So
agreed.
yeah, but yeah, enough about one of the best
Yeah,
games of
yeah,
all
yeah.
time.
Seriously. Let's move on.
Let's talk about some Magic the Gathering. We've got Edge of Eternities. It's a new standard set coming out, kind of like a sci-fi space opera theme. It looks really cool from the very small amount we've seen so far.
I'm sharing my screen here.
Here,
Okay.
use this website.
Oh,
If they posted everything on their website. There you go.
on MTG spoilers? Oh no,
No, like on. Just click the link.
I see it.
Okay.
Okay, here we are.
So this was at a panel in at MagicCon Vegas. They announced a lot of stuff. Speaking of MagicCon, a couple people in here might be going to Atlanta, not Vegas.
I'd like to. I'm planning on it lightly, but
Lightly, bruh.
I'm lightly
I
planning on
just
not
I just
going,
gotta
probably.
I just gotta get that money. You know what I'm saying?
I'm heavily
Yeah, I don't have
Thanks,
to,
Vincent.
I don't have the budget, bro. And the time, isn't it during school time? Like, for me at least?
It's in September. Oh yeah, you might be in
Yeah,
school.
I don't want to be in school unless it
Eric
like
has a lot of
lines up
excuse.
perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. I plan on going for sure, but
Okay, so do you guys know what this is? These symbols? Are these like the new rare symbols or?
no,
What's
those
the
are,
set symbols?
yeah, it's just set symbols like for the different collections,
Oh,
like
'cause there's
commander
all,
decks and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they have
Okay,
different
gotcha.
weird things.
I mean, what are we looking for here?
I mean,
None of
I
this
guess we could just
is
take a look at some of the cooler cards
July
that they've
8th
shown off.
Pre-release is July
debut, though.
25th, so we got like about a month.
July
Okay.
25th. Okay, I hope I'm here. I should be.
Gonna be in
We got-
Mexico.
No.
Oh.
That's coming up sooner. That's next week.
Man,
Where are you gonna be?
44 is really great.
We might be in Florida at that point.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that we might be
Right.
just back. I don't know. We'll see for sure.
Because the commander decks for the Final Fantasy set, crazy expensive.
Oh yeah, this is a standard
they've
set
shot
though,
up.
so it shouldn't be. It should be
Well,
like
Final
half of
Fantasy
what that
standard
was.
too.
Yeah,
it's
but wasn't it
Final
like
Fantasy-
premium standard? Like it
It
was still
is-
more
it is a
expensive,
premium
right?
set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just the fact that it has that IP on it
Yeah.
makes it more expensive.
Yeah, they're just more expensive.
Marvin,
in
if
general.
you could zoom in on some of the cards, I can't really read like what.
I don't.
Um,
I'm not able to click them, but I can just like.
yeah,
Does
that
that
works.
work?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got this crazy new Planeswalker, super cheap.
Tezzeret?
Yeah, colorless.
Is that a completely new Planeswalker, or is that like a
Well, he's a
Yeah,
character
Tezzeret's
that's
done that
existed,
before?
but
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
he used to be like black blue, I think, but now he's colorless.
He has some just blue variants as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he's always artifact stuff. But this just seems like an Urza's Saga on a
This is
Planeswalker, pretty
ridiculous.
much.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I feel like he's definitely really good, but I feel like he's not so good that he's like an insta kill. Like you need to kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it
definitely,
depends on the deck.
Yeah,
Like,
because
if
you
you have
can
a
really.
I don't really
like
think
that
once
8
you get
counters
the
on him in
emblem,
one
like
turn.
yeah, but you get the emblem, and then like the emblem's like pretty good, but it's not like insane.
Yeah, it's just a really good consistent value engine. Like
Yeah.
it.
You can -3 or 1, and then like
There we go.
the deck you're gonna put him in, most likely, at least for this set, is gonna have tons of proliferate. tons of counterplay. You're going to be able to keep buffing them up and just get tons of value out of them every turn.
Yeah.
And I mean, it never says you can't have more than one emblem either, right? I could see you getting
that's
that
true. Yeah,
off
you could get multiple
Oh yeah,
emblems.
true.
But I mean, you can't activate it multiple times. So like,
on one
or
turn.
like multiple times a
or-
turn.
Yeah, good point. But I mean, I think it's definitely still really crazy. Now, what does this do?
You played it and
He's
proliferated.
not super crazy.
Yeah.
He just kind of. I don't really point in reading him. It's just the white red is going to be a typing for like, or like a theming for tapped creatures, which kind of plays in well with the racing set, and the Duskborn had a tapped creature theme.
Nice. That's good.
This is
Ooh,
probably the biggest thing that they showed off.
Yeah.
The new type of vehicle, but it's not a vehicle. It's just kind of like a thing that's like a vehicle, where instead of tapping to crew, you tap to like charge it, and you put the power of the creature onto it. And once you hit its charge, like I don't know, like this one's 7. Once you hit 7, it becomes a creature forever.
here's the
Oh, I
illustration
see. Okay.
there.
Unless I guess unless the counter somehow get taken off of it, I guess.
When this enters, you can tap like 4 of your creatures to put a bunch of
only at sorcery speed.
Sure,
Yeah.
but if it's on your turn,
Yeah, true.
you can just sit there and do like a few.
That is interesting because vehicles aren't sorcery speed, so
Yeah.
that is a little bit of a downside.
True. Yeah.
It means that these are probably going to have a lot better active, like the other tapped legendary.
Yeah, I mean that's
yeah,
pretty
gonna have a
is
lot
that
better
passive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think that this one specifically with Commander, they also announced that legendary spacecrafts and legendary vehicles can be commanders. This guy is really good for a secret commander kind of deck since you just tutor for a legendary. Granted, it's only mono white, but you still lets you just
still pretty
tutor
cool.
up anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could play it in a way where it's like you pick a different thing each game depending on who you're playing against, or you could have that one card. You're like, I'm getting this because my deck's built around the pairing.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Going on. Ooh, I haven't seen these cards. Wow.
These are the backup commanders for the commander decks.
Okay. Nice. You know what the color pairings are called? This is
blue, red, white is insane.
I don't remember
always
the names of
forget.
each of these. Is it Grixis? Or is that blue?
Yeah,
that might be right.
This is Grixis, and then what is? I don't know what the heck this is.
Jeskai?
I mean that.
I think
This is. Oh, Jeskai, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kilo seems really cool. I
Yeah.
could definitely see that being a really fun deck.
Yeah.
Especially for you.
Proliferate in those colors is really interesting because usually
Mhm.
it's like in like black, green, I think.
Well,
Maybe white. There's some in white.
There's a lot of great infect in white, red, and blue. It's just the cards are really expensive because they're all like really busted because it's mostly Atraxia. Like all the good white and blue infect is yeah. And every Atraxia card is like $50. So it's impossible to build a deck with it.
The second guy's kind of cool. So in Aether Drift, there were multiple new like species of like I don't know, like characters that showed up that we haven't seen before. One was these robots that like wanted the whatever that planeswalker equipment was because it would like let them planeswalk home, so that's why they wanted it. This robot Kilo doesn't really look like that, but I hope that those are from that because I really want to see those guys again. They had cool designs, but these bug guys I think were in Aether Drift. There was like bug people, and they kind of look like that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that design.
Well, and we've seen that there are charge counters already. So I wonder
that they're going to do what counters? Oh, charge counters. Yeah.
There were charge counters already. We've got something from Aether Drift. Maybe we'll see some. What is the mechanic that Brooks has that deck of?
That came back in Aether Drift.
Yeah. Like
energy?
I wonder if that'll end up. Yeah,
energy. Yeah.
If there'll be any energy in that set.
Yeah. I could definitely see it. I could see it.
Yeah,
although having energy counters and charge counters might get a little confusing, but it seems like it's going to be a bit of a more complex set anyway. So
the charge counters do go on a permanent, which is a little different than energy, because energy like is kind of separate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's its own resource.
Crazy, we're getting the fetch lands
Yeah.
back. They look sick. Or shock lands.
The shock lands.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, they last were printed in Unfinity, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm sure there'll be some crazy treatment for these because
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
shows a little further down. There's a bonus. The bonus sheet in this set is lands.
Beautiful.
So there's some crazy looking lands. They showed a
Car
couple.
battles here. It's like
Wow.
Yeah,
no. We of course you wanted to see this. This is amazing. Oh,
watery graves.
Yeah, I mean,
now this thing is awesome. This
The
is
card
the
itself-
spaceship from earlier, right?
mhm.
we
No,
saw.
this is the black hole.
Oh no, yeah, this is
it's scroll down a little further.
this right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
they kind of like described it as like one of the like centerpiece cards. So they're giving it a lot of different treatments because it's kind of like a big major thing for the story. I think like people like worship it or something. Its effect's pretty cool. I might put this in that like demon deck I have that forces people to sacrifice their creatures because the ones I give to people can't be sacrificed. I think that'd be neat. Yeah, but it's not like insanely good, but it is
Yeah.
very cool. I really
Cool
really
effect.
like the treatment on the right.
Yeah.
The art, the way it looks like it's pulling out from the frame, it's
Mhm.
very cool.
Even the base art is like incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it all looks
And
so
then
good.
having a card that's so stylized like this.
Yeah,
just-
it
I
sets
love
a good
it.
precedent. Obviously, it's going to be impossible to get, but
The super cool looking version of that, the foiling on it also is like kind of like how Pokemon cards are, where the different colors and like pieces of the card aren't like they're not just foil, like they're like textured and they all like
Foiled
kind of
almost,
shaped.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice looking.
Faded.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is that
beautiful.
bonus sheet.
That looks sick.
Wow.
I'm not a huge fan of the text looking like that.
Yeah,
It's fine. I'd rather it just say Mutavault, but it's like whatever. I don't hate it.
yeah,
I mean, I don't mind
I
it.
do like that
I
frame.
don't think there's anything wrong with it.
yeah. The frame on the sides is cool.
It's a beautiful art too.
Oh, and then here's the other
Oh,
Mutavault.
wow. I see now.
Wow.
Yeah, I do like this one more. That's tough. Okay.
That's cool.
It's funny that they chose Mutavault. Like Mutavault's like it's like fine,
Yeah,
but it's just like I don't know. I feel like they could have. I mean, the Shocklands are crazy, but they could have had a cooler land to showcase. I think.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, and the basics. Yeah, the basics
Yeah.
are really nice.
Are
The
these going to
people
be
just
the
went crazy.
normal basics, or is this like a specific treatment?
I think they're just like the borderless celestial. I think they're just like how they've been doing. Like
Kamigawa
there
or
will still be
whatever.
normal basics. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like the special borderless lands.
Seeing spaceship.
Unfinity, like they knew
like-
what people wanted from Unfinity, and it
Yeah.
was these arts.
Mhm.
There's no crazy bundle for this set.
Okay.
They had some of those bundles were kind of cool, but yeah, just got some pre-release and other stuff. Other than that,
Six.
for Edge of Eternities, not really much, but they did show a little something else
I know they were going to be
from
in a
another
Johnny.
set.
Yes. Do you want me to go onto the Twitter?
I have a picture of it. I can send to you.
Are you excited to find out what the new Johnny's going to be, Marvin?
The new Johnny?
Yeah.
Is there going to be one in this coming set?
I'm guessing he's on the collector box, I think it is.
What? No, he's not.
This one?
Oh,
That's the
no,
back.
Golf one.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
That's not him.
Oh, that's not him at
No,
all.
that's a
Klee
Kavu.
Gorg or something.
Hey, if there was, I would
so
be super excited though.
it is kind of cool. That's a Kavu. Kavus they haven't been in the game for like a really long time. It's like a creature type, but they like brought it back.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay, well I thought I had a picture of it. Maybe I don't.
What are you? What
You
are you
can
talking
find
about?
it on the Twitter. It's
Of Aang.
yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, there was a picture that wasn't that video.
Keep going.
Is it?
It's it's further
Getting
down.
distracted. Here we go.
Yeah, right there.
This is
I mean,
really cool.
You could probably just skip ahead to
The very
speed
end
paint
shows
is
both of
really
them.
cool. It's
Okay.
it's interesting. I didn't really realize that Magic people drew them like as if they were on the card like that. I kind of assumed they didn't like they do a different aspect ratio, but I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks incredible.
Yeah.
and making him so powerful is so sick. The tease of mechanics with like the different
Yep.
kinds of bending is so cool.
I'm so happy that you can be able to do all 4 types of bending in this set in some capacity. That's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I
What do you
wonder
think they
if
do?
they'll do. I think they add mana. I think that's the easiest thing for them to do. I just don't.
Mana. I think they're a way to sink mana.
Sorry, say that again.
I think they're gonna
maybe.
be mana sink.
I agree.
Maybe.
I think they're gonna.
Oh yeah. If they're not
Right.
mana, they're a mana sink. Yeah, that also would make sense. But I just don't know if they do mana sinks in the like. So it has flying and firebending too. I assume firebending is something you do when you attack. That would make the most sense.
And if it was something you spent mana on, the cost would be like it would show like 1 and a red or something. It'd be so weird for them to just say this ability too.
Also, like I don't think a lot of those like keyworded abilities like that are something you like put in. Like they're just something that happens, right? Like you don't do like do like
it's
you
a
attack
passive
and then
ability.
you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like just add 2 red.
But
Yeah,
but here's the
maybe
thing,
the
guys.
red.
There's not 5 types of bending. So
Well, they don't have to have one for black. Fire's red. Water's
okay, yeah,
blue,
I guess it's just
air's
weird that
white,
the
and then
bend block
Earth's green.
in Aang Master of Elements, you know, he has the 1 less.
Yeah,
for
I
each.
wonder why is there a lore reason why he has black in the other
Well, he
mode,
has like
or-
spirit. He like can do stuff with spirits. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's
also,
true.
they probably just wanted it to be 5 color.
Yeah, I guess.
So that way he can do anything he wants. But there could be like blood bending cards that
Yeah,
are
I was
blue,
gonna say that.
black.
Yeah, blue
Mhm.
black. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like the color pairs have more specific types of bending associated with them.
That's how it kind of is. I mean, like lava bending could be, you know, I assume Earth is forest, so forest
Yeah.
red.
Or
But
will bending, which is what he does too.
will
King
bending? Do you mean
Dothan,
spirit bending?
or spirit bending? Yeah, I guess it could be. It could be like there's a card called Spirit
Mhm.
Bend that is all mana
We got-
types.
And we got to be careful, by the way. Eric hasn't seen the show.
I have not seen the
Just
show.
specific things that are like
Insane.
he probably doesn't understand most of what we're saying, but like
Yeah.
Watch it before
careful.
the set comes out.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
For sure.
I did
You need to
see
do
some
that.
speculation that like because this is like Aang when he can do all 4 elements. I saw some like cool speculation that there probably will be like an OG Aang that's probably
Yeah,
mono
that's what I was
white,
thinking. Yeah.
That's
and
just-
he does
that would be
airbending,
really cool. Yeah.
and then one where when he learns water bending, he'll be white blue, and then when he learns
Yeah.
earth bending, he'll be white, blue, green.
Oh,
when
and
they
then
have
that's
earthbending.
why this one is firebending. That's the only reason.
Yeah,
it's the most
because it is
recent
weird. It's
one.
like why does he only
Yes,
firebend? Because
that's such a
that
good
doesn't
point.
make it. Yeah.
That would be sick. I would love to see that. And they would only need to do 4 types of. I mean,
4 different Aangs. I think that's enough. I don't really know what else they would do. Oh, I guess they could do the all adult Aang, but did they say they're not doing Quora stuff? I can't remember.
I don't think they are.
I feel like they said they weren't. Yeah.
Well,
You guys think there's enough
No.
from the base show to make up a whole set?
Yes.
Without touching
Yeah,
Korra?
I think
1
so.
trillion %.
Okay.
If
Because
they
there's
wanted
also
to.
in the base show has a lot of other like avatars in it too that they can do like Master
Mhm.
Ruko or
Mm.
Roku. Yeah, Master
Roku.
Roku. Um,
And then all the side
one
characters.
lady. Yeah. There's so many side characters.
Yeah.
So many side characters and like creatures, like weird creatures that show up.
Oh, so many creatures. Dude,
Like the
Cabbage
face killer.
guy.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
cabbage guy
spirits, yeah.
has to be in there.
Yeah,
bro.
there will be a cabbage.
Cabbage
guy.
guy has to be in there, bro.
Like,
And then
and or if like a vehicle that part,
You're
yes,
cutting out
that,
kind of
like,
bad.
if there's a vehicle cabbage
Mhm.
part that has like it's screwed with cabbage salesman, something like that, that it has like some cool effect. I think that'd be cool.
yeah.
Boomy will be there, of course.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I also hope that they do like I don't know if it'll be lands or artifacts, but like some of the really cool cities, like Omashu,
Mhm.
really cool city. I feel like that. Would,
Well, Final Fantasy brought the town subclass for lands, so
Ooh.
they could use that.
that would be perfect. That would be perfect. Either way, I'm really excited for that when it comes out.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a
like,
while.
it'd be really cool if we got a Appa Momo partner deck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll get a Sokka deck with Boomerang as an equipment. Maybe he'll be like when he's
The
He
cactus
could
used-
create an
yeah,
equipment.
he might it could
Piece
battle
of the boomerang,
create.
yeah.
Yeah,
Legendary boomerang
it
called.
always comes back.
It does. Goated.
It could be like at the beginning of combat if an equipment named the boomerang is not equipped to Sokka, it create an equipment named the boomerang with blank effect equipped to Sokka, so that it's always coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a way you can like sacrifice it to deal 3 damage.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
If they don't do that, I'm gonna be kind of mad now.
They better be listening.
Something
Send
like
this
that.
to Wizards.
Yeah. I mean, it feels so obvious.
Yeah.
Also some
Alrighty.
Lorwyn art. But that was pretty
Yeah, because Lorwyn, they announced a release date for it. I don't know if you guys know anything about Lorwyn because I never really played it. All I know is it's also kind of a fairy tale set, but like day
Yeah.
and night. Like
It was like
they
the
turn like
OG.
evil at night or
Yeah.
something. People want it to come back. Seems cool.
Yeah. I'll be more excited
Strixhaven.
when it gets closer.
How do you feel about
Yeah.
Strixhaven coming back? My hype is not really there for Strixhaven.
Mine is high. I'm super excited. I loved the vibe of the original set. I don't know if there's a bunch of great cards per se, but I think
The
I think
bonus
they
sheet
did a
was
great
really cool.
job.
True.
I think that
the Mystic Archive, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was
And
sick.
the
Oh, yeah.
Japanese cards were very sick.
those were all
those were
super
crazy.
cool. And I think just the
My
pairing
goat
of colors-
Quintorius.
Yep,
Yeah, of course.
of course.
It
I just
scared
did a
me.
good job.
There was some speculation of like there being Strixhaven being a school, and then there being another school called like Hexhaven or something that would be the other color pairs.
That would be cool.
Or like the other enemy ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be very cool.
I can see
And
that.
it could even tie into the rumored Jace changing the multiverse set, where he would, for anyone unaware, there's a rumor going around that Jace's big plan in the story is to remake the multiverse, and that when he does that, it would kind of not do a color shift, but be like, oh, Liliana, who was black, is now white, and she has like white abilities. And kind of like change up and just have like a shifted color shift of all the characters and stuff, which would be super cool.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I'm excited.
a
for
white
the-
Liliana would be insane.
Yeah, that'd be super
Oh,
cool.
that would be cool.
Like if instead of zombies, she did like angels or something.
Yeah.
Or I guess spirits. Spirits are white, and that'd
Yeah.
still be kind of on theme.
Yeah. Alrighty. Comics. Marvin, if you wouldn't mind stopping your stream.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
can
yeah.
Pull up the
Oh yeah, okay. So I don't know if you guys saw this. I think I sent this a little bit ago. We're getting they're doing some Marvel DC crossover stuff again for like the first time in a few decades, I think. We're getting a Batman Deadpool crossover comic very soon.
That's an interesting pairing.
Yes, it is a very interesting pairing. But I'm intrigued because like some people are like, why would you pair up Batman and Deadpool? But like I do think that is kind of more interesting than just doing Batman and like someone that
like Batman and Iron
would
Man
expect.
or something. Like
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So
or doing,
that
like,
is coming out
Deadpool
at
and
some
Deathstroke.
point.
It's like who cares? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, give me one moment.
Yeah.
Batman, Deadpool. So in the solicitations that just came out, there's going to be some backup stories in there for some other crossovers. So we're also getting Daredevil and Green Arrow as a backup crossover.
Ooh.
That's cool.
And we're getting Crypto and Jeff the Shark as another
That's a good
pairing.
one.
That's awesome.
Which is going to be very, very cool.
Okay, so
There might be
Jeff, Jeff the Shark. What who is he connected to?
So Jeff the
Aquaman?
Shark was made by MODOK. No, Jeff's a Marvel character.
Oh yeah.
He's
MODOK.
in
Is he
Marvel
like
Rivals.
MODOK?
Yeah, MODOK made Jeff the Shark, and then
The
Deadpool
flying
like
head?
rescued him. Yeah,
Okay.
Deadpool like rescued him, and then he like gave him to Gwenpool. And I don't know. I think someone else might have him at this point. I'm not super sure.
Okay.
But yeah, that was kind of the bigger news that I saw, and I didn't think you guys had heard about it, so I thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, I definitely have not. That's really cool.
Very
I hope
exciting.
they
Excited to see
continue
that.
with that trend. I would love to see more of that
So
crossover
they
stuff.
might be. I'm pretty sure I gifted them to you, Marvin. Did you ever read Doomsday Clock? The sequel to Watchmen, where the Watchmen characters come over to the DC universe.
I started it, and then because Rorschach was like different and like there's like a weird couple, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I gave up pretty quickly. I just need to go back and read it. I do have it still somewhere tucked away.
I think it definitely is better at the end. It kind of like
Mhm.
ties up pretty nice. But there's a really cool thing at the end of it. That book's written by Jeff Johns. He teased a coming collaboration between the two in like 2026 or 2027. There was like about Dr. Manhattan like talked about like the Hulk like dying and stuff. There was like a bunch of crazy stuff that they were teasing like a big collab between the two. So this might be the first few pieces of that.
Ooh,
That's
that
what I'm
would be
excited
really,
for.
really interesting. And then I'd have to read it.
Yes, yeah. Get that
Forgive
lore.
me if I'm wrong, Eli, but wasn't there a Thor comic a few years ago which included a part where it's like heavily
Yeah.
alluding to the Justice League, kind of like either being in a different universe or something, like by showing like their silhouettes and like a brief description? Is that tied into this at all?
So that was Donny Cates' run on Thor a couple years ago.
Mhm.
Thor was like fighting as like it was like I don't know if it was Galactus, but it was something that was like eating universes or something. I don't think it was like an actual tie-in. I think it was more just like here's like this is very clearly supposed to be
Yeah,
DC,
yeah.
but I don't think it was like really connected to anything. It was just kind of like
Okay, okay.
a neat aside.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Cool. Well, yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
James Gunn on that topic recently was doing an interview talking about like the potential for a Marvel versus DC crossover in film, and that it's been something that he describes as being discussed a billion times or something like that. Like apparently it's always kind of floated, but in his eyes it's more of like we could do it, but is there like a good story reason to actually put in the effort to make something like that good, like, or would it just be we need to have Batman and Spider-Man on the same screen because they're the most popular superheroes, like
I think
is
if
it
they build up
worth it in a story
DCU,
sense? Yeah, I could see it down
I
the
think
road for sure.
yeah.
But would you? I don't know that I'd want it to be like that's like a big climactic thing. I mean, maybe if it feels like earned enough, but I don't know. I think it'd be hard to do that without it just feeling like you're doing it just to do it. Like
Yeah.
I think it'd be tough to toe that line, but it would be cool to see. I would at least like to see like some like an Easter egg or something about it, or or maybe a small crossover in a show or
I
something.
mean, I don't know what they're doing over at Marvel right now because it seems
Yeah.
like the multiverse stuff is like so strange. But it's like that would have been the perfect time to have done it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And now it seems like they're kind of closing that book. I assume by
Yeah.
the time Secret Wars is done, hopefully they're kind of past the whole multiverse thing. But yeah, then it would be kind of weird to then after that do DC thing. But maybe they do it during Secret Wars. Maybe there's like a tease for it there. Like
Yeah,
Or-
that could be cool.
It ends leading into the crossover, and then that's just they combine for the next 5 years of
Yeah.
film.
yeah,
TV. It's
over
both of
Kevin
them in the same
Feige's
universe.
dead body.
Yeah, he's not letting that happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless in the next 5 years DC completely overtakes Marvel in like sales and stuff, maybe then I could see it. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Did
We
not
can't hear you, Wise, by the way.
I think that would be
Yeah. We couldn't
I
hear you,
think
but I read your lips. So
Yeah.
no, it would be.
Yes, Superman's just really bad. The DC tanks completely.
Yeah, I hope not.
And
I
then
really
we
hope
can
not.
buy them, turn it around.
Yeah. SavePoint buys DC,
Yeah, exactly. SavePoint.
and we know how to
buyers
make
of
a good
DC.
movie. So
True, we've made a few.
Yep.
I think we could do it.
Before
Alrighty.
before
go
we
ahead.
wrap up, I did
Mhm.
see this. This is tangentially related. I saw this today. It got announced a couple days ago, but somehow I missed it. There's a new Marvel Zombies run coming out, which looks really interesting.
Ooh.
It's completely disconnected from all the other Marvel Zombie stuff, which is like there's so much of it. But this one's it has a cool premise of that the Fantastic Four went into space and they got all their powers, but they came back as zombies, like as the Fantastic Four zombies.
Okay.
Which seems very cool.
Yeah.
It's a neat premise. I thought I'd just mention it because I saw it today and I thought that was neat.
That is. I mean, I'm interested in the other zombie comics. I haven't read them yet.
Mm. The Robert Kirkman runs are really good, and then also some of the spin-off ones
Robert
are pretty good. He wrote Invincible and The
Yep.
Walking Dead.
Yeah,
So-
that's
That makes
Uh,
sense.
There was a really cool Marvel Zombies run a couple years back. I think it was like Marvel Zombies like Rebirth or something.
Mhm.
And they had like Spider-Man and like a couple other people were like some of the survivors. I don't really remember anything about it other than the fact that Spider-Man had a gun made out of Cyclops' head that he like would like it just shot
What?
beams. Yeah,
That's
it was
so cool.
really cool.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
See, that's the shit I want to. That's what I want
My
to read
goat.
about. I gotta read those.
You know, speaking of reading things, that's a good transition. I've been reading some stuff that no one else here will ever read, even though I constantly am like, you need to read
Oh.
this very good the Ultimate series that's going on right now.
Mhm.
It's insanely good. The latest issue of the Ultimates came out, and the cover is just Iron Man. It's a whiteboard, and it says Ultimates 3.0, and the entire issue is them redoing the Ultimates from the ground up, and it is fantastic. It's like one of the best books I think I've ever read in my entire life. It's so
Wow.
good. It's Dennis Camp. He's amazing. He's also
Mhm.
writing Assorted Crisis Events. It's very, very, very good.
Okay.
That was super cool. Jeff the Shark has a mini series coming out right now. It's his first ever print mini series. That also was really good. There's a crypto mini series that just came out.
Mhm.
Again, that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Trying to think if there's anything else notable that I've read.
Well, I want to get into the Ultimate series. It's like that barrier of I have to get through like 3 issues to understand what's happening, and then I can enjoy it, which is fine. But I just gotta lock in.
They're heavy issues, but I think that it's just it sets up such an interesting premise for anyone unaware. The original Ultimate Universe, one of the only things that carried over from it is that Mr. Fantastic kind of went evil mode. He's not a cool guy. And so what he did
when he's like
at
really
this
sexist.
when he's really
What?
what?
What do you
When he
think?
becomes really sexist.
Honestly, you're kind of not far off. He like kind of becomes an incel. He proposes to Sue Storm at her father's funeral, and then she like rejects him because like that's like such a crazy thing to
Yeah,
do.
what?
And then he just kind of goes off the deep end. But the premise is that he basically went to a different universe and went through time and kind of stopped all this, not all, but a good portion of superheroes from ever happening, and just kind of shaped this world in his own like fascist regime. Like he like controls like the entire world. There's like a cabal of like the Hulk and like some other superheroes that control everything. And the Ultimates is about a resistance to that. It's very, very, very good.
Okay, see,
Yeah,
Very
I started
current.
reading it, but I need to continue. I really enjoyed what I read.
Very fits into our times.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Very, very
Well,
good.
now that you're re-explaining it, I feel like I missed the whole resistance to a fascist regime last time you
Well, you probably didn't
explained
get
it
to
to
that
me.
point.
Well, yeah, that too. But
Yeah.
that is interesting.
Yeah, I think it's about like I read a lot of stuff. Those are the things that kind of stuck out to me in the past week.
Mhm.
Uh,
Nice.
I think now if we start doing this a weekly thing, I'll keep
Yeah.
up with it. But
Yeah.
those are kind of the weekly things of this week that stuck out. A few
Nice.
things from a further
Nice.
back, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
No, it's good to hear.
What have you guys been? I assume you guys haven't been reading anything. So have you guys been? What have you guys been playing?
Yeah.
Good question, Eli.
That is a good question. I guess we can just go down the list we have as of right now,
Yeah.
which does mean I would start. I'm not quite done with it, but I've been making my way through Doom: The Dark Ages.
Been wanting to hear about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the first 2 games. Like they're some of my favorite
Mhm.
games. Fit so perfectly into like I don't know, like I think if you're not going to have a narrative, you kind of have to have that like constant, interesting gameplay mechanics, that like consistently engaging loop, and those are just so good for that. And so kind of the same thing here. Doom: The Dark Ages has more of an emphasis on story. So I guess I'll kind of start with the negatives. It kind of has an emphasis on the story, and the story is not good. like has kind of been the case
Is
with the
it
other
like
ones.
Dying Light levels of bad?
No, I mean it's not. It's just it's kind of the same with the other ones. It's just that sorry, your camera freaking out is really distracting me. But it's just the fact that it since it is so much more of a presence and it takes up a good bit more time because there's like actual like cutscenes and things like that, which there are in the other ones, but it's not to the same level. It is just it's a little more present, which with that level of quality and writing makes it just like, okay, I kind of just want to skip this, you know. But overall, for those that don't know, Doom 2016, kind of a reinvention all around, kind of a middle ground between these two, whereas Doom Eternal is super quick. It's all about like changing guns really fast, dashing all over the place, doing like all sorts of not parkouring, but like platforming in first person, which I loved. I thought it was great. Doom the Dark Ages is more of a slow paced. You're parrying a lot. That's kind of like the main mechanic. But it's still got a similar structure. You know, it's still like linear. You're going through levels, getting collectibles, you know, getting upgrades with currency that you find. But it also has these levels that kind of open up a lot more. And I think, me personally, I like a good open world game, but I think I tend to prefer more linear, like focused things. And so that was a big worry of mine going into the Dark Ages, but I really think that it handles it really well. Like you'll see one of those every like maybe 4 missions, and then so I think it has a good pace. Like those are still full of secrets and kind of still full of focused encounters with these things called leaders, who you have to fight in these huge battles, and you have to kill enough of the other enemies to kind of break down their morale till you can start the fight. And so it kind of creates like a bunch of mini encounters within each one of these big open world levels.
So do those leaders, do they, like, when you beat one, will they like show up later and they'll like remember that you've done that, or like will like their friends come to like avenge them? Oh,
no,
that's strange.
not
That's
quite.
strange.
I bet they would have loved to do something like that, but thanks to our good friends over at was it Ubisoft?
Warner Brothers.
Or is it Warner Brothers? Yeah. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but basically when you kill them, you get like a permanent upgrade to one of your things. Like you have more health, you have more ammo for this kind of gun and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And so a lot of the other stuff is very in line with the other games, which I could see as some people considering that a negative, but for me, it's like all the weapons are so interesting, the levels are so cool, the environments are incredible. That it all just comes together to be. I don't know if just as good as the other ones is where I'm at with it, but it's like I'm gonna finish it and I'm gonna see. I think these last few levels could be pretty crazy because the last few have been, and so yeah, I'm really happy with it. One more thing, the mech levels and the dragon levels are super cool.
I was gonna ask,
that was another thing that I was kind of like, let's see, you know, like, because it's not really incorporated into the normal gameplay. It's kind of like a subsection. So the mech levels are kind of their own levels where it's more melee focused until you get like these giant guns that you kind of can like progressively tear through harder and harder enemies throughout that level. So those are fun. Those are cool, but they're only like, 15, 20 minutes maybe. So it's not like some crazy time commitment. But the dragon levels, it's like a huge space, and so you can fly the dragon to different parts of it and kind of tackle the objectives in any order as you do with the open world missions. But your traversal, instead of just running from place to place, is flying this giant mech dragon that, like, there's tons of like special ships that you have to like, you can chase down for like extra rewards, or you can like dock into secret areas that have like whole new encounters and kind of mini levels to complete there. And so I mean I love it. I think it's a good change of pace. I think if you're gonna do another Doom game in this style, even though you are changing some of the main mechanics, it's still a very similar style. I think it's a really welcome addition to have these things that break up the pace so much and kind of offer like a fresh, okay, I've been juggling ammo and parrying and doing all this stuff for so long. It's nice to, fly around on a dragon or pilot a giant mech like I'm in Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Have you punched Cthulhu yet?
Light spoilers, I've been inside of Cthulhu so far, and that was pretty crazy. Yeah, there's a whole level that takes place inside of his body, and it's absolutely insane.
Super wild.
Yeah,
crazy.
Okay.
It's really cool. And that's kind of in the middle of the game, but yeah, just great all around. I don't think they're going to do another one of these games. At least I don't think that's what their next project's going to be. But I really could just have a new one every 2 or 3 years, and I'd be happy if they keep kind of changing it up in the way they have.
And it's a good environment shift, I think, because the first, like I played the first one. The first one kind of went through was like you're in space or in space stations, then you're in hell, and the second one was more of the hell and like fantasy stuff.
It was more of the hell, and then you kind of get to like the heaven area, and so but it's still very sci-fi, whereas this one is way more fantasy focused. And I personally like sci-fi more, so I was kind of like, we'll see, but those games still exist, and they do such a good job that it's like it's cool to explore a new take on these areas that are still very sci-fi, but just mixed with those elements. Like the dragon, like you were saying, like it's a perfect combination of like mixing the fantasy with the sci-fi.
Exactly,
it's really cool.
Do you think he'll go to feudal Japan next?
Maybe he's gonna pull Kratos and start going to different like areas,
cultures.
Yeah,
Egypt,
Doomslayer in Egypt. Yeah.
And some aliens would be cool. I think they another shift to something just way out there would be like very neat. Or underwater.
I mean, I think before they did that, they probably just do Quake, and because that's like in their wheelhouse, and that's all aliens and stuff, which I think would be cool. I never played a Quake game, really, but
neither.
Yeah, I think if they kind of give it the Doom treatment, make it its own thing, but like really like a new kind of feel to it would be cool. So yeah, Doom: The Dark Ages, very good. Very happy with it. It exceeded my expectations, honestly, after what I was hearing. Because, like, people were kind of hot on it, but, like, it was definitely, like, it's more good Doom. And I think for me, more good Doom is exactly what I need every few years. So.
Fair enough. Well, I'm
glad
to
you want to say your other thing? You could switch it up a little bit. You played something a little less crazy.
We can. I was gonna throw it. That's kind of a tonal shift, but I'll give Marvin a chance to. We can kind of go back and forth on this one with the game that he's been playing recently.
Yeah, well, recently just finished as well Avowed, the Obsidian game that's been on Xbox Game Pass. It's been out for a hot minute now, like 3-4 months or something.
Yeah, I think about that. Yeah, 2. Yeah.
But I finished it this week, and Eric's been playing it as well. I think it's just me and him, unless Eli, you've been secretly.
I have not played it. I watched Eric play a little bit of it.
Okay,
that's about my extent of it. I saw there were mushrooms in it.
Lots of mushrooms. Yeah.
Lots of mushrooms. Lots of collectibles. I mean, I don't know what I feel like I haven't heard the best reviews from it, but I haven't really been looking because I've been playing it myself. And personally, I really
better than positive.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
They're not like this isn't the greatest game ever made, but it's better than like a mid game. Like it's like it's a very solid, good game.
Yeah, and I think that's a good description I would give for it. It's like when I'm
sorry, Wise looks really funny. You not moving.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just started looking at that. It's so funny.
I actually out. I can go to bed.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
Oh, that's fine.
All right,
you're good.
Good night, guys. I love you.
Oh, thanks for staying on.
Thanks for
joining the pod.
Yep.
Okay. There he goes.
Alrighty. You can. I mean, if you want, you can start that section over, or I could just cut out Wise leaving. It's no big deal.
Yeah. I mean, I'll start real quickly, but you might have to cut, I guess. But yeah. So I finished Avowed recently, and I guess not hearing great things is making me like question: was it actually a good game, or was I just like having fun with it? But I really do think it was a good game. For me, it has kind of what Eric. Maybe you didn't mention this at the podcast, but you've mentioned it to me earlier about Doom being just such a good video game. Like in an essence of like a video game is what it's supposed to be. That's kind of how I feel about Avowed, because it's very like there's nothing like super crazy that happens, and I'm like, whoa, I never would have thought about that.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of core gameplay, like stuff. Fantasy is classic, lots of cool, interesting characters and locations, and good storytelling. and then just the different weapons you can get, and the customization, and all the little like hidden secrets and treasure maps, and you'll just be like walking down a random path, and there'll be like a breakable door that'll lead to another boss that'll give you some cool ass shield or something.
Yeah. The exploration is like one of the best parts of the game for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
It flows really well.
Yeah, and they do it great by splitting it up into those distinctive. You start in one city in this kind of like New World-esque, setting, and you go to city by city, and they're each very unique. So it definitely puts a good feeling on each area. And I'd like to hear your experiences and thoughts, but for me, story-wise, I don't know if you picked up on this, but for me, after the second, like in the third and the second one, or maybe it was more in the third and the last one, the story really picked up for me.
Okay.
What do you mean when you're saying one?
Sorry, yeah. There's 4 different like city / like areas that you explore,
4
and then
different
like
maps basically is like
yeah, pretty much.
okay.
Yeah.
And so you can travel between them whenever you want, but you unlock them, one after the other. And I would just like 100% each one and then move on.
Yeah, that's what I did.
But I think I took a big break on the third one, probably like halfway through it. And then I came back recently and finished it. And the second half of that was incredible. It was the stuff you were talking about, Eric, with the ice wizard and everything like that.
Okay, yeah.
So that
Very
was great.
cool. Yeah.
Very cool. And then the last one is amazing. It's really, really good.
Okay.
And then I personally love the ending. I don't think it's like the craziest thing. No spoilers, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean so I played up until I beat the third area. And then I got to the fourth area and I did a quest or two, and especially like leading into the third area, when I was getting to the second area and parts of the first one, like it was kind of like a hills and valleys kind of thing of my opinions on it, but overall I was pretty in love with it. Like it definitely took me by surprise, like I was expecting, especially with things like the combat, the visuals, the locations, the choices. Like I was not expecting those things to be as good as they were, considering the Outer Worlds being my last like Obsidian experience. And so those things were just so good, and it really carried me like throughout it. I don't know that the main story really was like a driving factor, but there are things that happen in the second area, especially towards the end of the second area, that Marvin will know what I'm talking about, that really did catch me by surprise, and kind of shake up like the bounds of what you were doing. Because that's my main complaint with the game is these areas really start to feel, they're very checklisty, and they start to really start feeling the same. Like it that's why when I got to the fourth area, I was kind of like, I'm enjoying this. I've loved pretty much all I've played of it, but I can't do this like again right now. It's like I could just tell like, okay, this fourth area, sure, there's going to be like interesting new quests that they haven't done before, and like new enemies and weapons and things like that. But at that point, it hadn't shaken it up enough that I was like, okay, I like want to finish it right now. And so I was kind of like, well, I'm not going to force myself to do all this, and I know I'm not going to 100% it in the state I'm in, and I'd like to do that. So that was kind of my decision for going back to it, and I plan on doing so soon, because I do want to see how it ends. But yeah, I just go ahead.
No, I just completely agree with you. I think that's what my one gripe. That was the one thing I wrote down when I was playing the game. I was like, if you don't take a break some point, I think I would have gotten a lot more burnt out and maybe never come back. So I think that it's a good idea to take a break if you're feeling that way, because it does get a little I'm trying to think
like
the
rote,
word.
redundant.
Yeah.
But
little meaty.
I will say, I'm sorry to cut you off again. For the main story point, that's what I was saying with the last one. It's not like there's like crazy. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot of things are tying together a lot quicker than I thought they would.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm actually interested in the the main story that was driving everything
because
a
I don't
lot
think it was
more.
bad. Yeah, it was just like
No, it was
the
just
particular events that were happening in like a microcosm were a lot more interesting than kind of
the
the
overall
grander
thing.
story. So
Yep.
so I am excited to see how all of those things like coalesce there at the end.
I
But
think it does a good job doing it.
okay, that's good to hear. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to go back. I think it really what it really does is gives me hope for the Outer Worlds too. I really
Yes.
think it had that's at a pretty high bar now for me. I think Obsidian, like obviously they're one of the goats, like especially
Yep.
back in the day. New Vegas, one of if not my favorite game of all time. But I do think that the kind of scaling down of their projects in recent years seemed like kind of a necessity for the studio, and it seems like it's working because I mean they're pushing out what 3 games a year at this point. At least this year, 3 games is crazy, and so I just hope that going forward they do kind of allow themselves to take a risk on a larger project, and allow it to be completely fleshed out, and not just skimping on certain things that, again, just because of scope and budget, like there's certain things that aren't as important, but that when they all are in there, like in a really good Bethesda, for example, like RPG, you feel that immersion a lot more, and I just hope that they're able to scale up and still deliver at that quality with their systems, with their locations, with their story, and with their kind of variability throughout the game too. And so I hope that the Outer Worlds 2 does that, because I think they've been on that trajectory.
I hope so too. That would be a big win for us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to play
And it's
regardless.
on
I'm
Game
excited.
Pass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. But
For sure.
final
It's
thoughts,
much
Marvin.
much.
What would you? Well, if you had to rate it, we don't have to make it a thing,
Ooh.
but you just scale it 1 to 10, or however
Well, I think
you would like
I
to. You could put a tagline on it or whatever.
yeah. I think first you should rate Doom then.
Okay. Well, I'm not done with it, but so
Okay,
far,
fair enough. Fair enough.
I would give it.
In progress rating.
Yeah, I think this is something we have to discuss for SavePoint in general, is like kind of how we want to discuss games like that, because I know like Eli isn't like a huge fan of like putting things on a number scale, and I get that.
Sure.
But
I think they're dumb.
yeah, and that's fair. But I think I would kind of like it as a shorthand for my personal tastes, and so I think that's only something that can be developed over time with where I put things on a scale, And so as kind of like a benchmark, let's say for now, I would put Doom at like a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, very reasonable.
I think it's yeah.
And
Again,
and,
it more of what I consider to be like peak gaming, pretty much. But it just maybe didn't reach that, like, what I would to push it to that level. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I would be in a similar vibe. I'm going probably an 8 on Avowed.
Okay.
Because not many games will make me play that much in that amount of time. Because I was really grinding it, especially at the end there, and at the beginning too when I was first playing it. I think it's also just kind of my style of game, so that runs with me a lot easier to play sometimes. But yeah,
Sounds like overall you guys had a much more positive reaction than what we expected, because I know we didn't have the highest hopes for Avowed.
Oh
We
yeah,
No.
definitely not. Yeah.
we were skeptical of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's be honest here. The clips they showed does not look
it looked kinda
nearly
booty.
the same game.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how they pulled it around. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what they were showing us. If that was the intern's job or
Yeah. Yeah, the marketing was not there. And then when it came out as well, like controversy noted kind of thing, people were really upset about like kind of the lack of immersive elements in it, like a physics system and stealing and like companion relationships and things like, or like, romantic relationships. And that's kind of
everybody.
Yeah,
and kill everybody.
And so that's kind of the whole scope thing. It's like I would much rather them focus on creating a good cohesive experience with what they actually care about doing, with this level of project. But at the same time, it is something that I do think contributes positively to an RPG of this kind, and so I do hope in the future, not that they, make it crazy, but like in the Outer Worlds, for example, you can kill literally every single person in that game. And it's like, maybe that's just an Outer Worlds thing, but it's just a small thing that it makes me feel like I have that sense of freedom. I'm someone that never does that pretty much. Like I'll maybe kill like 1 or 2 people you're not supposed to if they're really pissing me off, but it is just
You take
cool
the
to know that
genocide
there's
route.
yeah, like, I don't really do that, but which is why I think for me Avowed was fine because it's like I'm not going to play like that anyway. I'm not going to go around killing hundreds of people for no reason. You know, I just don't find that super fun. But things like that I think really do add to the immersion. So I hope they really do improve on that.
Yeah.
Just not
I
a
get
not a ding for me against Avowed.
Yeah, I think it's also just like I'm okay with them doing one game where they do extra immersion and extra everything and it's crazy, and then one game that's just more like this is just a game
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like have good combat and it's pretty, you know.
Especially if it keeps allowing them to put out so many games. Like
Yeah,
it's really impressive.
I'm fine with that. And if they're all on Game Pass,
Yeah.
who am I
Sure.
to complain?
Best deal in gaming, they call it.
For sure.
I mean, I think it's true.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to go back to Eric with this next game, or do we
If you want
want
to.
Yeah, I mean, so the next game on the list, I have been playing Super Mario 3D World. Really only for a couple days, but I'm like on the second world. I've been trying to 100% it as I go through, and not much to report, but I do really enjoy platformers. I've loved a lot of Mario games specifically, and so it is like a big blind spot for me. And news to no one, it's pretty incredible so far.
Have you only done the 3D world portions, or have you
Yes.
done any Bowser's Fury?
Yeah, I'm
they're
gonna
very
finish
different.
out 3D World first, and then go into Bowser's Fury. But I'm very excited to see
So
Bowser's Fury.
no secret, I love 3D World. I beat that game multiple times. It's very unique. I'm a little. I wish they would make another one like it because it's like it's not a 3D Mario like the other 3D Marios are, but it's not a 2D Mario. So like a lot of people kind of call it
Yes.
almost like a 2.5D. It's
That's
like
what is
2D
exactly what it
levels,
feels like.
3D.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
It's
exactly.
very,
And I'm
very
glad you brought
unique.
that up. Yeah. It really feels like you took a 2D Mario game and, like you said, turned it into a 3D game. Whereas normally 3D Mario games have their own kind of like style and like flow to them, like with 64 and Odyssey and things like that. But yeah, and honestly, I really enjoyed that about it, like because I love those 2D games as well. But kind of the added, I don't know, it's just it's hard to pick apart. It's just every moment I'm playing it, I'm having fun pretty much. And it's just been it's been a treat for sure.
For when you get into Bowser's Fury, because Bowser's Fury also is very, very good. It almost because it's kind of like if you took the 3D world mechanics. Have you played the level yet where it's kind of like you're like in a savannah? You kind of are like it's almost like an Africa kind of level, and you're like there's like a bunch of ants crawling around in it, and it's really, really big. Okay, so there's one level that's a little more open. It's kind of just a really big plains kind of thing. That's kind of what Bowser's Fury is like. It's almost like it's a bunch of kind of almost like if you took the levels and all kind of just pushed them together in one big map almost, and then there's like a Bowser, so it's kind of sandboxy. You kind of just run around and do stuff. It's also very good. It's not super long, but I do hope that was kind of them testing, like a testing ground for like what would a game kind of in this if they took the 2.5D elements of this game and kind of put them into a bigger expansive world instead of them being individual levels. I hope that's because I think that it blended them very well.
Would you prefer that over more of an Odyssey sequel, where it's like kind of these zones that you can kind of do whatever you want, but it's less like level focused, I guess?
Probably, because I do think I like 3D World better than Odyssey.
Okay.
I think so. Odyssey's probably like my third favorite of the like 3D Marios behind Galaxy. I haven't played Galaxy 2, so I can't really speak to that one, but. Yeah, I'd say Galaxy and then this game.
Galaxy's next on the list if I can get a cheap copy of All Stars.
I mean, I have it. I can just let you borrow it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think they're that expensive.
But yeah, it's been great so far. Trying to think.
Keep us updated.
Yeah, I will for sure. I don't know how long it is, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be too long. So
it's
I think I
not super long, but there are like 2 or 3 extra like bonus worlds after you beat the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I'll definitely be doing that. I want to do all the challenge stuff. That's my favorite part of those games.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you like the little Captain Toad levels?
yes,
Or have you done
that
Oh,
that took me
so
by
fun.
by surprise. Like I was like, I had no
Yeah.
clue that Captain Toad is that where it originated. I assume was in 3D
Yeah,
World.
so there were
Okay.
they were the Captain Toad. Well, okay, well, I mean, Captain Toad has been in other games, but those that game,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that style that they did, it was in
Mhm.
3D World, and then they were like, "This is really cool," so they made it into a full game, and
Yeah.
it's just as good as those
Okay.
levels.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I mean, better because they're just much more fleshed out.
Sure. I one last note, one anecdote about 3D World. When I got there's a power up that you get that duplicates the character you're playing as. So you start playing as
yeah.
two of them, and then when I got the third one and three of them popped, I like sat up in my chair. I was like, "This is crazy! Like, what is happening right now?"
You get a lot. Like, there's one level you get like
Okay,
30 or
that's
something.
cool. That's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I was a bit worried going into it that I was like, maybe I've seen a lot of the things that this game has done by playing the games that have come after it, but that's definitely not the case. Like, there's
Yeah,
so
no,
much.
it's very unique.
Yeah. There's so
crazy
much
how much
variation.
They leave in the past and then
Yeah.
they'll
Exactly.
even bring up
Exactly.
again. It's like amazing ideas that they've already done.
Yep. It's so far
I
it's just chock
appreciate
full
it.
of that stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's been great.
I would
makes-
recommend trying playing some of it in handheld mode because at least on the Wii U version,
That's the only way I've
you
played it so
could
far.
use.
But
Oh, it is. Well,
Mhm.
try poking stuff. Try touching stuff.
Okay.
Because the Wii U version, like you could like interacting with stuff would do stuff like there's like a kind of a Japanese like temple-y themed level, and there's like sliding doors you could like open like when you tapped them
Okay.
and stuff.
Gotcha.
And then I mean, this won't be in the Switch version, but there were also on the Wii U, like there
Mhm.
were some like platforms you had to like blow into the mic, and they would like
Oh,
raise
that's
or
cool.
lower, and like
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, there was some cool stuff like that.
Nice. Alrighty. Well, Eli, I think we're gonna
I guess
throw
I
this
guess
one
I'm
over
up.
to you.
I've got like basically, I say I have two things. I only put one thing, but
Okay.
I have two things to talk about. I'll start off because this one's gonna have to be quick. Deltarune, it's
Mhm.
really hard to talk about why it's so good
Mhm.
without like spoiling it all.
Sure,
And it's still
sure.
very recent, and also neither
Mhm.
of you have played it, and
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
so unbelievably amazing.
Well, I
Okay.
also haven't
Yeah,
It
played
is
chapters
yeah.
1, 2, and 3
so
or whatever.
good.
Yeah.
S-
And that's what I wanted to know mainly though. It's like are you enjoying it? Has it lived
Yeah,
up to
it's
the hype so far?
yeah, because we've had to wait like 3
Yeah.
or 4 years for
Yeah.
the new chapters.
Uh,
Yeah, it 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 definitely, it's like I'd say the third chapter is definitely more of kind of like, it's kind of like the base adventure is like, okay, it's like it's kind of silly goofy adventure, but then the like secret kind of, I don't want to say optional path, but more like there's kind of like extra stuff you can do. You have to like do some special stuff. Is that kind of establishes some like kind of crazy lore stuff.
Mhm.
But then the fourth chapter is kind of like crazy story stuff, like nonstop story stuff. And it's just it's I think if it stays at this pace, it will be better than Undertale, and Undertale's like one of my favorite games of all time. But it
okay.
also, Toby Fox has said that Undertale is the game he had to make so that he could make Deltarune.
Mhm.
So it's definitely, there's stuff that's tying them together in ways
Mhm.
beyond the characters being there, and it's very interesting. There's like
Okay.
there's music that will play, and you'll be like, I don't. That's weird that music from Undertale's
Mhm.
playing, or just like characters will like say or do stuff, and they're like, that's kind of weird. What's all that about? Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's very crazy. It's very, very, very good. You
Cool.
guys should play it soon.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Uh,
I was actually
Oh.
thinking going back and doing a pacifist run for Undertale soon. That way
yeah,
I
you
could
need,
get into
yeah,
so
because
I'll try and do
you
that.
really have to
Mhm.
you have not played the game if you have, and even
Yeah.
like I would say you wouldn't have to do a genocide run. I think it's like very complimentary to
Mhm.
the experience, but also it will take a
Yeah.
lot longer.
I
'cause
would
you
probably just
have
go
to fight.
into Deltarune after I did the pacifist run.
Yeah, that's probably what I do.
Well,
Um,
is the genocide run the only way you can fight Sans?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's like iconic, bruh.
No, I'd love to, but I just
That is the
with
biggest
how much
reason I would
stuff
play
there is
that
to
game.
play though, like I just
and the genocide route is made intentionally to be as unfun and tedious as possible. It's
yeah,
like the whole
I don't
point
really
of
want
it
to do
is like
that.
See, why is
they're
that? Now I don't want to play that. I'll do the
Well,
normal route and the pacifist, maybe.
But it's hard. Again, it's just like I can't really explain why it's so crazy doing it. It's just like it kind of ties everything together doing it because it's like the game itself is like it's made intentionally to be just a slog and terrible to get through. But that's like it's like supposed to be like that.
Yeah,
because
like
it's like
thematically.
it's actively like it's like it's crazy. Now Deltarune. I won't get into it. I won't get into it. I will say Deltarune, it presents itself as kind of not being Undertale at the for the first chapter. It is very much your choices don't matter, and you are playing a game like you have to do what is being said in the game. But that's not super the case. There's ways to get around it, and then even the fourth chapter kind of sets some of that stuff up too, which is very interesting.
That's cool.
That's all I'll say about it. Very meta.
Interesting.
The other thing that I've played, so I would be playing this if Deltarune. Deltarune is what took me off of this. Fantasy Life I, the girl who seals time, I think is what the game's called. It's ended up being very popular and a lot of people are playing it, which I'm very glad because I've openly been that 3DS game is amazing and the sequel's even better. There's so unbelievably so much stuff to do in that game. It is crazy. It's just they took the first game, everything that's annoying and tedious about it, they took it out and made it better, and then they added a giant like explorable world, and they're adding free updates. There's gonna be a roguelike mode that's getting added for free. There's like dungeons you can do. They're adding it's there's dungeon like daily grind dungeons you can do. You can have like your Animal Crossing village you can completely customize. It's very crazy. I haven't gotten to play super much of it. A bunch of my friends that aren't you two have it. My friend Ray, you all also know, we game share on Steam. They have more time in it now than I do. because we were like, Ray, you should get this game. You would love it. And they're like, I don't know, it's kind of expensive. And we're like, and I was like, well, it's on my Steam. You should just play it and try it out. And they have played it even more than I have.
Nice.
Which is very funny.
That's funny.
Have you been playing that on Switch too, or?
No, I have it on Steam.
Okay.
I've been playing on my Rogue Ally.
Gotcha.
Your Rogue Ally.
My Roger.
Yes, sir.
It's I definitely like. I could understand if someone would want to wait for a sale for it, but I definitely think it's worth it. Like if you want something that's like kind of like. It's almost like an MMO that's not an MMO.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
It's got a good amount of grindy stuff in it, but not like it's not to the level where it's tedious. And there's also tons of quests and stuff to do. But if you want to hop in with your friends, you can like hop in and play with your friends. But you can also do your Animal Crossing stuff. But it's not like it's more like it's closer to an RPG than like an Animal Crossing like game. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. A huge recommend for me.
Nice.
If you guys got it, I feel it'd be very fun.
I could definitely see getting it at a sale event.
Yeah,
where it's a lot cheaper because it is an expensive.
Yeah, it's a full
not
60.
being like a AAA game. Then I'm like
it's a kind of game I can understand why people wouldn't want to spend full price on it, but like for me, it's like I
you think like once you get into it, it's like worth the price probably.
Oh, I definitely no for sure. I think that like my one friend Ben, like he's like put a lot of time into it and he still like isn't even finished everything. If I think it's definitely worth a full price, but I can see how if you're not like committed, like
that's
like if you're not like I know for sure I'm going to love this game, you might want to just get it at like a cheaper price. But I think it's definitely worth full price.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah,
good to hear.
I'd be down to check it out on a sale.
Well, and I know if Wise was here still, he would be raving about the first one, which he loves.
Yes, because I know. Yeah, that's crazy. He left. He has the second one. Apparently, he was talking about playing it. We haven't played it because but he has it.
Okay, we should have talked about that earlier. Probably, I just wasn't on the list, so I didn't.
He phased out.
But it's all good. Maybe we can get an update from you once you're closer to beating it at some point.
Yeah.
Um,
And maybe
Yeah,
even,
it just Undertale or Deltarune kind of took my time away from
Yeah.
it, but I think now I'm
That's fair.
gonna probably slip back into it.
nice.
Because
Sounds
there's not.
good.
I know we've been. Well, okay, we could transition here.
Mhm.
FBC Firebreak came out very recently, and we have not had a chance to check it out.
Mhm.
Me and Eric both love Control a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super fun game.
I want to give it a
think
try.
technically
I've been hearing a lot of not so great stuff, but
It's I think technically because I signed it, I was in the beta and I signed an NDA, so I technically can't judge my thoughts off of like that. But I think it really the things that people don't like from what I've gathered is that it's not very clear on what it is exactly you're doing. And that like it's like maybe like a little content light. I know there's like a good amount of missions and stuff you can do, but I think it's just kind of more like maybe not light. It's just like it's like they're not like all that crazy different. Because and I mean it kind of makes sense because Control it all takes place in a place and every single room looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Control
little
kind of
hard to
suffers from the same issues with some notable exceptions, for sure.
Even though the launch has been kind of rocky, I expect it to like they have stuff that's coming out and they've already done fixes to it.
Yeah.
So
I honestly,
we'll
I'm excited to be in that world, like with my friends. Like it just seems so cool. I love the Control combat. I love those enemies, that environment, and like the idea that it's a shooter, but it's more focused on like the synergies between the different classes and like that kind of like survival gameplay. It just seems like, I don't know. My expectations aren't super high. I just want it to be, maybe have a couple cool lore tidbits and be a good time for a few sessions. And then hopefully if they really do like pour some love into it in the future, I could see it being like a, dip into it every once in a while.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a Left 4 Dead kind of thing. Like
exactly, yeah.
I'm not going to play it forever, but if I get an itch for it, I'll hop in.
Yeah.
Clear some waves.
Mm-hmm.
But that is something we haven't played, but something we all have picked up. It's a little game called Peak. Peak Gaming. It's the new Landfall collaboration with those people that made that crab game, Another Crab's Treasure, Aggro Crab, I think. I've played a little more than you guys because I've played separately, but we played a few good hours before the pod.
Yep. We recorded it,
and it definitely is a friend slop game. But I think it's very good that it's one of the it's kind of almost like a carving a new avenue because almost all of those games are all horror games, and this one's more just like let's climb a mountain, and some of the mountains just have like funny weird stuff on them, like explosive mushrooms that will just throw you off the mountain, and like funny weird tools to mess around with. But I've had a good time with it so far. I don't know, I think you guys have too, but I'll let you speak on it.
I mean, I think it's been a blast. I love the concept. It's honestly really pretty as well for a friend.
Yeah, it's got a nice style.
Good proximity chat and the echoes you can hear. Like it's great because you'd think because you're climbing this massive mountain that if you got too far away you couldn't hear people, and that is true to an extent. But like if you shout, you can hear somebody, so you don't really feel too like far away, which is good.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice if there was like a dedicated, like a almost like a push to talk, but like a push like I'm shouting button, because like I don't really want to like actively be yelling into my mic to be louder. But sometimes it feels like I need to be doing that.
Like sound effects, it makes it louder.
I've seen some clips of people using like flares and things, so maybe that's why it's more of like they kind of want you to have that like isolation when you get to a certain point. But something like that would be cool. I enjoyed it. I think I had a great time playing it today. I love friend slot games. I'm a friend slot defender. It helps that I have great friends to play it with. That's most of the thing.
We always get every single one that comes out and play it together.
But there can definitely there can be bad games in that genre for sure. But it's just I think as long as you're working to facilitate like easy to get into, not too punishing, but like if it is like punishing in almost like a funny way, like it's just hilarious how difficult it can be. I think some of them have an issue with almost like I think the progression, because it's like our third time losing, it's like, okay, do I want to go through this entire thing of getting through the first level again? And part of it, I think just getting better will make that process smoother, but it is just like, it's not the most fun to not be seeing new things, if that makes sense. Like I wish like the more we played, I was consistently getting to see new parts of the map, new items, new stuff like that. And not to say that isn't the case, but I think I just need some more time with it to see if that's how it pans out.
I will say we are kind of unlucky because we played today, and I think the maps, for anyone that hasn't played, the maps are every day there's a new map. It's not like there's not set maps. You just kind of get like seemingly they're randomly generated. But today's map, like half of the loot that you normally would be getting is just floating in the air and it's inaccessible. When I played yesterday, that wasn't the case. So we had a lot more stuff to work with and like more just like weird random stuff. Like there is this chest that we're supposed to get that's like an ancient cursed chest, and you'll get like weird stuff out of it that are like kind of like, I don't know, maybe like risk reward items. So like there's like a thing called like the anti-rope it's like the rope in the game normally goes down, but this is like anti-gravity rope, so it goes up, which is very, very useful.
Yeah.
I pulled one thing yesterday, the very first game we played. I spoke about this a little bit with you guys earlier, but I opened up the chest and I was like, oh, this is a cool looking skull. And I just kind of held it, and I was like, I wonder what this does. And I interacted with it. It just killed me instantly. And I was like, well, the first 2 minutes of this game. But another thing that I really like that this game does is that if you die, you become a ghost, and you can still talk to your friends, and you don't have to just sit alone in silence while everyone else gets to have fun.
Exactly.
You can, and your ghost character pops up next to the person, so it interacts perfectly. It's amazing.
It's very it's almost like a useful thing too, because like if your friends are split up, you can like teleport between them. And bring messages and stuff. So it's kind of nice to use.
I think that certain games do that well, but I think it's really only appropriate in my experience when it's like you're playing with like 10 people or something, right? So it's like almost always you're gonna be able to be talking with like a few people, but it's like, oh, okay, you're splitting up the groups. I think that's fine. But in a game like this, where it's like there's a good chance I can die early on and then go 15 minutes without anyone to talk to, or if the other 3 people die, that last person is just alone for a while, which
is climbing alone.
Yeah, but yeah, I think for their size, I think it was a good decision.
And especially because it's not a horror game, they can allow that. Because if it's a horror game, part of the thing is like if you're the last person alive, it's like that's super scary. If everyone's just chilling, talking to you, it's not nearly as bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked it. I'm excited to play more. We recorded tonight's gameplay, so maybe we'll post that or clips of it on the channels.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
But if we play again, we might stream it on our Twitch or YouTube.
Yeah.
So look out for that.
We'll see if Friend Slop Friday really takes off. It was more of a happy coincidence this time that this is the day that we were able to play it. But I think it'd be fun to have some dedicated time to play those games that are just more focused on having fun with your friends, not really on a super specific competitive goal.
And we could always go back and revisit other Friend Slops we didn't fully complete.
Yeah.
Because I would like to play some more Lethal Company for sure. There's been so much stuff added to that, and that was kind of what I was going to say. Is that Lethal Company you can mod? Like Lethal Company normally is 4 players, but you can mod it to have more. I think this game would be really fun if you could mod it to have more than 4 people. Just having like 10 people trying to climb that mountain, because then you could could split up into different groups and like
see who gets top.
Yeah.
I think Phasmophobia is another one I'd love to revisit.
Yeah,
it's been so
long.
I've never played it.
I've never played
like that's perfect kind of Friend Slop. A little more involved, I'd say. Like it was easier for me to like get into it and like really care about our runs and stuff. But I don't think it was a downside. I think it's just speaks to the strength of the economy.
I think it definitely had more of it was less roguelike-y. Like we're like if like in Lethal Company, if you just die, it's like, okay, well, I'm completely starting over. But like you got like a lot of money in Phasmophobia, and it was persistent, so you could just be like, oh, I died.
It felt good to have care about winning. Like I cared a bit more about like the runs that we were doing.
That makes sense.
But yeah, It was
We
a fun
used to
time.
play that we played so long. We'd play
Mhm.
all night through COVID that we'd start matching up with people in Australia that were
Yeah.
waking up and playing the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
COVID times.
It's a good game. It's a good game. Alrighty.
I can't think of anything else I've played this week. I don't know if there's anything you guys
Yeah.
anything little.
Watching
Well,
my
I
girlfriend.
said
Oh, go ahead.
You go for it. You go first.
I would say watching my girlfriend play The Last of Us Part 1 for the
Yeah,
first time.
I did see
really?
you playing
Yeah.
that on Steam, and I was gonna
Yeah.
ask about that. I
We
forgot.
finished the
Wow.
show recently. She really enjoyed it. We can talk about that another
Season
time.
season two.
Sure,
Yeah. I love season 1. Season 2 was all right. But you know, she's been playing a lot of games, and I think it's a good kind of foray into that world. This is my first time seeing the remake. I haven't played it myself, but just at least on like the graphical
The
side and
second
stuff.
remake.
So there was the original game on PS3. They remastered it for PS4. And so that it was kind of just increased the textures and like made everything look nicer, look cleaner.
Okay.
This one is a from the ground up kind of basically
I see.
making it look like the part 2.
The second one.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
The only thing I will say is I don't know that the animation work, like the mocap, is as good as it is in the second game. It just looks so real in the second one that they haven't. It's not quite at that level, but it looks beautiful. It's just seeing that game again. It's great. The opening is so crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, not much to report, but I'm excited to kind of see how she feels about that and see kind of how my thoughts have evolved on it because I want to play it again as well. But I'm really itching to play the second game again because I haven't replayed it yet since I played it the first time. I love that game so much, and I think getting to play it on PC now that they have remastered that one and it looks great now. So even
I
tried before.
the second season of the show has made me because I was like I'm not like the biggest fan of the first game, so I was like
Mhm.
second game I was like I'll play it maybe sometime.
Yeah.
But watching the second season of the show has made me want to play it more
Mhm.
because I kind of want to it's almost like you can kind of feel in the show where it's like I know enough about the second game where I'm like this
Yeah.
is like kind of weird deviations that I'm like
Yeah.
I kind of want to actually know how it plays
Mhm.
out.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, hey,
But-
I also really want to play it.
Yeah.
So maybe we could do
Mhm.
a group thing and report
Yeah.
back.
A little
be down
game
for that.
club.
I would be
Little
down
game.
for sure.
There's
It's
also
a long game, I will say, but I mean,
True.
we could all like try it and see, report after a few hours, see if we want to stick with it. It doesn't have to be like a commitment,
yeah.
but
Mhm.
I would love to hear
Or
your
do the
guys' thoughts on
first
it.
half one session and then maybe wait for the second half or something like that.
Yeah. Especially like, the online takes for that game, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I do think a lot of it was marred by reactions to certain things that happen in the game
Yeah.
that I think in hindsight I enjoyed it at first too, but I would be interested to hear your guys' takes kind of removed from all that because I think you would be able to your opinions would be much more nuanced even if you don't like it. I do think you would probably not like it for different reasons. There's a couple things that I think Marvin is not gonna like regardless, but
it's almost it's
I
like
won't
it's all, I
proclaim
think there's
that
a
for
50 there's almost like a 50-50 split of people who don't like it because of that thing that happens at the beginning, and then the other 50% of people are just like Nazis. So it's
well, and the thing that happens midway, I think that's kind of like the driving force for that. Which for me, it's a shock, but it's something that I think the game is. You don't have the game without it, and I think it takes actually finishing it and or not finishing it, but like just letting it do its thing, and not being like, okay, this is different. I hate it now. But yeah, it's really good. So I would love to revisit
what you're talking about here.
I think
so crazy that you.
Well, I think he does know. I just don't think he knows to the extent at which it happens. I think if you started playing the second game again, you would get a sense of it. But man, I would love to see your reaction to all that stuff. So maybe we can stream some of it or something.
Yeah. That could be fun.
Yeah, but yeah, that's as far as I remember, that's pretty much it for me. What I've been doing lately.
Very nice.
How about you,
Alright,
Marvin? Anything that
anything
slipped through the
else?
cracks?
I was just gonna mention I started playing Indiana Jones recently,
Yes.
Mm,
Oh
I
yeah, I
know
did want to
I
hear
know
about that.
you I know
Yeah,
you've finished
because
or
I love that game.
you
That
yeah,
game
you
is
really liked
so
it.
good.
Um,
How far are
so
you?
very, very basic. I'm at the Vatican right now.
okay.
Okay. So you've done the
Intro.
Raiders intro and then
Yep.
the part of the school.
Yep, I did
Yeah.
that. And
Okay.
then
Cool.
I'm
Love the
I'm
part at
I'm
the school. It's
definitely
really cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
really
sick.
cool.
I mean, just so far it's just like beautiful, great storytelling, amazing acting. Like it's all just like really quality
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
And I was honestly surprised on how quality it is. It felt I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be like top tier gaming
Yeah,
material.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know if it's
it's
gonna be the
it's
best thing ever,
really
but
good.
yeah.
it feels like someone put a lot of money and effort into it.
Mhm.
So I'm
Are
definitely
you
excited to
playing it
play
in
it.
the cinematic aspect ratio? Because
I don't
I
know.
did.
I think I
There's
did
a
download
setting.
the extra 30 gigabytes for better graphics or whatever it was.
Well,
That gives
there's a
you
way
like
you can
4K
play it.
texture or continue.
Oh, or you can play it in like 16:9, or you can play it in like whatever the movie aspect ratio
Like
is. So
basically
like
where it
you'll,
has the black bars on
Yes,
it.
yeah.
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 I don't think I'm doing
That's how I
the
played it.
movie one.
Um,
I might switch though. That sounds interesting. How
it
did you
yeah,
feel?
it's I mean I don't know because I didn't do both, but it was like I
Sure.
was like there's so many cutscenes in the game, and then also like the gameplay itself isn't like that crazy that
Mhm.
I liked playing like that.
It gives
Uh,
it more like a cinematic kind of feel. I
yeah,
would
yeah.
assume. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
curious what difficulty you played it on because I played it on whatever the hardest one was, and for the majority of the game, I was playing the hardest one. But it kind of it that's one of my only like complaints with it, which is like kind of low because you can just
Mhm.
change the difficulty. But the very
Sure.
hard difficulty is like it's not really where it's like it's mostly just the enemies kind of are like bullet spongy. It's like I
Yeah.
gotta shoot this Nazi like 6 times, but he's got to hit
Mhm.
me like twice. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
if it was like more real, I would prefer a more like realistic.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
if I shoot
Yeah.
him, he dies, but if he shoots me, I die. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's not that, and
Like a
So like
it
there's
got
less
hardcore
more
blood
mode
or
kind of
annoying.
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. It was more
Mhm.
of just a nuisance where I'd just be like, why do I have to keep hitting this guy?
Mhm.
Uh, so I turned it down and just had a better time
Yeah.
Yeah,
when I was playing it on the
I went
easier.
second to hardest, like the
Mhm.
average, I think. Not like normal,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's what I did as well. I don't
I
think
mean,
probably a bit farther than you, Marvin, because I've done a few of the things in what is it, Sicily? Um uh
Uh,
or just Rome
yeah,
or
where,
Italy.
yeah. Um and I really enjoyed it as well. I stopped due to like technical, it just wasn't running well on my old computer, so I just have to start it up on the new one
Sure.
and continue from there. But I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Like the game
Yeah.
looks incredible.
It's incredibly
Yeah.
looking and vibing
Yeah.
feeling. It's
The puzzles and stuff were really cool so
yeah.
far.
Because
yes.
I'm assuming Marvin, you haven't gotten to any of because like the puzzles are I don't want to say basic, but they start getting very crazy. Like you start doing some wild stuff,
Oh, I'm so
especially in the
excited
Vatican.
because that's
Yeah,
what
you
I was
definitely
like.
have.
One of the draws for me to pick this because I had like 3 single player games I wanted to play. I was like, I'm gonna go with this one because I know there's gonna be sick puzzles and like treasure and all this cool
Hmm.
shit that like kind of like is a draw for me from like Uncharted, which
Yeah.
I really like the fourth one, so that's kind of my vibe. And I mean, so far I've only had like a couple puzzles that were cool, but I'm excited for it to get crazy.
There's one nearing the end of the Vatican experience
Okay.
that is it's like that's kind of when it starts getting a little more supernatural and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, this is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially I I'd say that the game doesn't get supernatural until the very end for the most part. It's more so than the movies because like I without saying too much that most of the movies are almost like there's nothing really like that until
Yeah.
the very end. This
Yeah.
one it has it a bit throughout,
Okay.
but then at the very end there is what happens at the end is so crazy. I was like, I couldn't believe what you literally go into like this underground thing and there's this thing you just see, and I was like, there is no way that is what is on my screen right now. I was losing it.
Oh, I'm
Wow.
excited. I'm excited.
That's sick.
I mean, we can also record individual reactions like that and like
Yeah, true.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
clipping
show them
art.
in the
Yeah.
podcast when we talk about
Mhm.
it later, if something like that is
Yeah.
coming up. But
Keep
that's,
with it. It's very, very good.
I will. I'm excited for that for sure.
Yeah,
That'll be my
that's a good question. So Marvin, you're gonna continue with indie probably for the next bit, right? And then Eli, you said you're
Yep.
gonna go to uh back into
Fantasy
fantasy
Life,
life, right?
Yeah, keep playing some more. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just to get an idea of what you guys are playing next. Because I started Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
only like an hour or two in, so I think once I beat Doom, that's kind of my next thing. I'm gonna
Yeah.
see if that really sticks, but it's cool so far. Yeah.
That's fair.
But-
Tears of the Kingdom, I'm probably also will hop back into.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah,
soon.
that's
That's
fair.
another. I
Point.
really want to see it in that beauty, and I've just wanted.
Mhm.
I've wanted to hop back because I never finished it, and
Yeah.
I've been wanting to hop back into it, but I was like, the Switch 2 is so close to launch. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna. I don't want to hop back into it and get burnout.
Mhm.
Or maybe not burnt out. Burnout's not the right word. It's like I'll like even with Breath of the Wild, I would hardcore play that game for like 2 or 3 days nonstop, and then
Yeah.
not touch it for like weeks.
Yeah,
Uh,
I do that with a lot of games. Like with Avowed, what happened with Avowed,
exactly.
I do that all the time. It is so rare for me to
Yes,
start a game and finish it without taking
yeah.
a long break in between. That's just kind of
honestly, like for me, if I don't finish a game almost like in one sitting, I might not even. Unless I'm made one, if I finish something in one sitting, usually it's because it's just that good. But
Yeah.
like, if I don't finish it in just like a couple days, like and for no reason, just to kind of fade out of it and to start playing something else, like get distracted.
I mean, there's so many games. Like there,
That's
I
the
am
problem.
never like, sometimes I'm like, I don't really know what to play, but it's not. It's for lack of trying. Like it's just because I'm not like trying enough things and stuff. But if I really wanted to, there's always something out there to dive into. Also, just sometimes you kind of get burnt out on playing games in general. At least I do. Like take a little break. But yeah, I mean that goes over our topics. But yeah, is there anything
I did
else?
want to ask one thing about games. Marvin, so I know me and Eric both haven't had a chance to play the new Fortnite season, but Marvin, you didn't mention that you have.
Yes.
How are you liking that? What have you done?
Well, so it's been about a week since I played it, so I played it like the day it came out and like the next day as well, a little bit, and I was able to try out like a handful of the new like items. So there's like there's like a couple new items that are for the Fortnite superhero characters that are pretty cool, like Mist Wraith gauntlets or whatever. But then there's also like there's like the Superman stuff. So there's the laser vision, but there's also the dog treats, which are really cool. Where you like
Does summon crypto?
Yeah, summon crypto and like does like 100 damage to somebody.
That's
But
cool.
also the guns. There's like these revolvers which you might have seen clips of that when you jump and aim in, it slows down your time.
Yeah.
They look sick. I never really figured out how to use them, but I would get destroyed by people who are like really good at those guns. Just the guns in general, I was vibing with. I had to get used to using ammo again after the Star Wars.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I was enjoying it. One of the superhero like the two of the original superheroes to Fortnite have weapons or items that are really like unique in a movement way, which I'm always excited for. Like one of them was like this like cool like gauntlet that you can like shoot and it blasts you up and then you can like maneuver, and it's just I'm always really excited when you can do more cool shit and it's unique.
Yeah.
Fortnite. And so I think at least the beginning of the season that I played was like that, and I think they've been adding stuff recently that's probably the same.
Yeah, I saw that like there's like a cheerleader person that turns into like a werewolf, and you can get her like pom poms and turn into a werewolf or something. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
do you know? I was curious because I keep seeing this like hero rank thing. Do you know what that is?
Yes. So it's pretty much just like a system now that you start on like D rank, and then every kill and like storm level you survive, you like get like points, and it'll go to C and then B and then A. And I don't know if it does anything other than maybe it does something like passively, like damage wise or something. But I know that you need to get level A to unlock certain chests, like in the new locations. It'll be like hero level A chest, and then if you unlock it
Oh, that's
after go
neat.
killing a bunch of people, it's like a ton of good loot.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
And there's also like a
Neat.
training place you can go, and if you're if you're a hero level S when you go and you do it, you get like secret mission XP and all this stuff. So there's some cool interaction there, I think.
Cool.
When you gotta hop in.
Yeah,
do.
for sure. How do you feel about the Superman skin, Eli?
It is funny how similar it looks to the actor.
Yeah.
I'm not like dying
Well, I
for
mean,
it
that's
just
the
'cause
point, right? Like, I think like.
Oh,
that's-
yeah. I think it's. I mean, it's a pretty nice. It's very similar
Yeah.
to him.
Did you see like
I'm
the
not like dying
comic
for it.
alternate?
Yes, I do really
Yeah.
like that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is probably the only version of it that I would use over the other Superman because I already have the one
Yeah.
from like the Alien season a while back.
Mhm.
Because that one's it has the cool thing where it's like technically like a Clark Kent skin, but the emote you start spinning and then you turn into Superman.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's glider because the glider also for that skin wasn't a glider. You just were flying as Superman. Like it was like his cape
I mean,
was the
that's
glider.
sick. That's
Yeah, it was really cool.
They need
Shame
to
they
do
didn't
that
do that for
more,
this
in
one.
my opinion. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, they might have. I don't know. Did they?
I
no,
think
'cause
for
it's the
this one
Daily
you're like
Planet.
holding the Daily Planet, but I don't know if every
Yeah.
character can hold it like that. Is that how it looks for
really?
everyone? I'm not sure. So I don't know if it's
I
specific
think-
to him.
I think I saw that he might have a unique look to it when he's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. I saw
Yeah, okay.
something like that.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Gotcha.
Well,
Yeah, that about does it for everything we have scheduled.
yeah.
I was gonna say, have you guys been watching anything? Because I mean, that also kind of is related. I haven't really. I've watched like a little bit of King of the Hill because of the Fortnite skins. Like I've watched a little bit of it, but I was like, I'll watch a little bit of this. I was thinking about watching some Bob's Burgers too.
I've been watching pretty much nothing but Love Island. So because the new season's been coming out.
Yeah.
So me and my sweetie have been watching that.
Nice.
It's been very, very hectic, very fun.
I bet. I honestly, I would join you, Eric, but I recently canceled my Peacock
That's fair.
because I honestly, like a couple days ago, I was like, I don't watch anything on Peacock.
Yeah.
And then I just now remembered Love Island's on Peacock. But
yeah, for me, like I think there's some exceptions. Like last season had some good stuff in it at a certain point, but it's like I'm not gonna watch that alone. You know, like half of the fun is like reacting to it with other people. Like it is so entertaining and stuff when you're watching it with someone else. You know, like it's just you can because you don't feel like you're missing a lot, like talking over it and stuff and talking about what's happening, and that's what makes it so fun. And just the absolute craziness that those people like will do and allow themselves to do is just so much fun to talk about. But that's it. Other than that, not much.
Yeah, I've been doing my Star Wars marathon the long way.
Oh, that's right. I remember you mentioning
So
that.
Long way.
I'll recap for the viewers here. But you know, Andor, you've probably heard about Andor coming out. Big success.
I've been tempted. I've been getting close.
You gotta get on that shit.
To watching it.
You will love it.
It's just
there's no way,
it's really just the having time to do it.
Yeah,
because it's like you know, not to tattle on myself, but when I'm at work, I'll just turn something. I'll just have it playing and sit under my desk because it's like if I'm watching something that doesn't matter, I can just do my work and then have that playing in the background. But it's like I know that's something I'd actually want to like pay attention to. So I just haven't really had a time to sit down and watch something more engaging like that.
Yeah,
it's really
I just knowing you and like with certain shows in the past, I do think it's one that like once you get hooked, you're gonna finish it in like 2 days, for sure. I
want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I could
once you find some time, I would definitely watch it. It's so good. But continue.
Yeah, so we season 2 came out. Me and Eric watched like half of it together, finished it up. It was great, and it time-wise lines up with the Rogue One movie, and the Rogue One movie lines up with A New Hope, the 4th episode. So then I went separately and watched Rogue One, and then I watched A New Hope afterwards because it all lines up perfectly. I was like, oh, that was great. And I was like, might as well rewatch the rest of them. So I started to watch, 5 and 6, and then in my brain I was like, I don't know, I kind of want to watch season 2 of Andor again. But I gotta give it a second,
Yeah.
I love rewatching things, but that's too much for me,
Mhm.
So I was like, how would I break it up? And I thought I would just go back to the beginning of the whole, you
Mhm.
know, chronology of it. Just watch episodes 1, 2, 3, then, or I guess 1, 2, and then the Clone Wars. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm on the Clone
Oh,
Wars.
cool.
Wow.
And
Are
I'm
you gonna
like,
watch Rebels?
I was thinking about it too. I was thinking about watching Rebels and maybe like Bad Batch as well.
Mm.
Because I've heard that's pretty good.
Because I've watched most of Rebels, and what I've watched I really liked. And
I've
I'm
heard
not
that.
like a big, I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan, but
Mhm.
like I
Mhm.
really liked Rebels from what I've seen.
That's
The
good
lightsaber
news.
designs in that are cool. They're very
Yep.
thin as opposed to thick, so they look very
Mhm.
unique.
Yeah. I would be down, and I know there are characters that are in Clone Wars that are in Rebels that are like
Yeah.
really
Yes.
cool, that
Yeah.
are like connections. So I might do that.
Yeah. And there's like direct like things that happen in Rebels that are happening at the same time in Andor, and so you're
Yes,
kind of
which
seeing
I
a
didn't
different
know
perspective
about.
and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a
I'm
lot of
curious
stuff,
what
right?
that
I
is.
don't think, but there's some big stuff towards the end of season 2 that definitely coincides.
I could
That
see
is
watching Rebels
crazy.
first and then watching Andor 1 and 2, and
Mhm.
it happening like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been working on, pretty much. Eli, how about you?
Oh, this is a little further or a little bit back, but I watched Common Side Effects, and I know Eric said that he watched some of it.
Yeah.
I watched like the first few episodes one night, and then completely finished the whole show in like another night.
Mhm.
The if you can get past the character designs, which are a little
Mhm.
weird, but they
Mhm.
kind of grow on you after you're like a couple episodes in. I'm like, okay, they're a little weird, but I
Mhm.
don't hate them.
Yeah.
It's very, very good.
I think they're just very unique. Like they're like you're saying
Yeah.
they are weird. They're weird, but it's not in like it's not like in an
I mean,
unsettling way. Really, it's just different. I don't know.
is
It's
this the
just like
one
if
with
you
the
took a
cops?
person and made their head bigger.
Yeah, there's cops in it. There's like detectives and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
about
know
a guy
exactly
and
what
he
you're
gets a
talking
mushroom that cures like it will just
about.
bring people back to life and stuff basically.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a really cool concept,
Uh
and so far I'm really
yeah.
enjoying it. But I'm only a few episodes in.
I'll wait till you finish it to talk more in depth
Okay.
about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I really liked it shows a lot of different perspectives in it.
Mm,
There's definitely some characters where you're gonna be like, man, this is like all this person is just like basically irredeemable. Like they're just a terrible,
yeah.
horrible
Yeah.
person. Uh, but yeah, it's very good. It's not very long either. Like you could watch the whole thing. I mean, I did. I watched like almost all of it in like one night.
Mm,
Okay.
So I would recommend that.
What is it
nice.
on? Do you know?
It's on
Max.
HBO Max.
Oh, perfect. I might check it out because I've seen like clips of the animation, and
Yes.
I didn't think it was too unsettling.
No, yeah.
The
And
Well,
the
I mean,
animation is
it's
really
not
good. It's
unset.
just the designs are like weird kind of.
Yeah,
Sure,
they're just
yeah, a
really
little
strange.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, it's good. Alrighty. Well,
Well,
thank you all for sitting and talking. That's
Nice
number
long
one
episode.
in the books. Almost 3 hours.
yeah,
This is going to be an evolving process, an evolving show. We're just kind of, wanted to do a little test drive, see what we like, what we don't like. If anyone's
I
watching this
like
and
them
has
long.
any, yeah, I like them long as well.
yeah.
I do.
Marvin was afraid we'd be able to fill 30 minutes, and I was like,
And we got
no,
to
Hey
3
guys,
hours.
I don't
So.
know.
I didn't know. I just did not understand the
Yeah,
power. I guess.
yeah. But yeah, we'll continue to iterate on it. If you have any suggestions, please, leave them in the comments. Reach out
Or tell us
on
directly.
socials. Tell us
Yeah.
directly. Yeah, like we're at a stage where any feedback is appreciated. Respectful feedback, of course. But if you want to tell us to go f ourselves, it's still engagement, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please still
leave a
comment.
dislike.
Yeah, leave a dislike, please.
For the future, I would like to be streaming more. If I had better internet in my current
Yeah.
place, I would be
Yeah.
doing it every single day.
Mhm.
But
we all have to get some better equipment and like all
Yeah,
that sorts of things to really spruce up the show and spruce up the production. But just wanted to like I said, to do a little test run. See what we like and what we don't.
Mm-hmm. Practice.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please watch our Summer Game Fest reaction. We did a really fun, like a bingo chaos draft is what we called it. That'll be linked in the description, as
Who
well
won?
as
You have to find
I
out.
won.
Oh,
I'll cut
well,
that
he
out. I'll
just said
bleep
it.
that. I'll bleep
That,
that. I'll bleep
that out.
that. Thought you were asking me.
I was putting in some air of mystery,
But yeah, stay tuned for more. I believe we've got some Fantasy Critic due pretty soon. So
yes,
we like to
I
do
was
ours a
gonna-
little
yeah.
differently. So I'm really excited for people to see that process and to see what we can do with that that thing halfway through the year here.
I'm wanting to get it before DK comes out.
Yeah.
'Cause we need
Hint, hint.
that's a big one.
There will be a fight over Mr. DK for
Yeah.
sure.
I could see it. But
And
yeah,
little Pauline.
stay tuned. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Have a
Like and comment.
good night, and like and comment, or good morning,
Yeah.
good afternoon, good
Yeah.
commute to work, whatever you're doing.
Any-
Comment down
any or all of the
below
above.
what your favorite fruit is and why.
Wow.
This isn't my favorite, but I've been eating a lot of apples recently.
Valid.
I think a good apple is unbelievable.
Yep,
When you
I
have a
agree.
really good apple.
Mhm.
But the
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is that the
Bad
apples a lot
ones.
of times aren't good.
No,
And that's the
it's-
problem.
When I
Yeah,
bite
you
into a
gotta
mushy
pick and
apple, I see it as a waste of
Yeah.
my time
It's
and
disgusting.
my energy. I'm just like, I
Yep.
don't even want to deal with this right now. Like, it's
I
not
give
worth
up
it.
on eating for the next
Yeah,
day.
yeah. It's.
And
I
think
say tell the
sometimes-
doctor to come see me. Like it's fine.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I don't. I'll risk it this time. What?
A similar fruit to that, sometimes oranges. Sometimes I get an orange and I'm like, this is so
Mhm.
good. But then sometimes you bite into an orange and it's like dry. It's not even
Yeah.
wet. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
and then it tastes
And
bad.
then when
I'm
they
like,
have extra seeds in them as well, and you're like,
yes.
okay, well, I can't even eat the orange anymore. I gotta dig the
Yeah.
seeds out of my teeth.
Yeah, I've been on my clementine obsession recently though. Like they're
I'm not a big fan of clementines. I gotta be
Really?
honest.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
for me, my least favorite part of the orange is all of the gross skin stuff in it.
Mhm.
I don't know if
I
you've ever
love
been around me
that
eating an
part.
orange. I'm always peeling them off. I like
Really?
peel. I peel.
Okay.
I have a
Oh,
big pile of
interesting.
orange trash. I don't like that stuff. So
Hmm.
I
clementines
suck
is
it
like
up like a
90% that.
dumpster.
Gotcha.
I'm the opposite of you. I'll tear that shit from the wall. Give me more of it.
Nice. But yeah, comment down
Anyway,
below
that's
what
all
you
like
think.
that.
yeah, for sure. And we'll see you when we do a podcast next time. Probably won't be for a little while, but yeah, thanks for
Maybe
watching.
a week.
And maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's
But
try
yeah,
for a week.
we'll try. All right. See you, everyone.
See ya.